What's going on, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if your name is Sean Diddy Combs, you have just been denied bail. Y'all, what's up? Welcome. The Diddy saga is not over. But guess what? We are here to talk about it all. Are y'all here with me? Let's get into this, right? Listen, Diddy has a long road. And let me get this straight, okay? Because we got to address the elephant in the room, okay? All these loser celebrities coming out of the woodwork supporting Diddy. Yeah, now you're supporting the right for people to get freaky. All these losers outside supporting Diddy. Are we going to address the elephant in the room? And the elephant in the room is what actually happened with the jurors. Because are we really trying to play gaslight a nation? The fact that the jurors voted that Cassie was not sex trafficked is a travesty of law. See, a lot of casual viewers might not know this, okay? Because I get it. Y'all busy with your lives. I was in that courtroom. Half these bloggers lying and making up stuff are in the courtroom. And for them to say that they never saw any evidence that Cassie was forced into a freak-off, when the intercontinental video, right, was evidence of a freak-off. See, Cassie was fleeing a freak-off, fleeing mid-freak-off. Cassie testified to that. The security person testified to it. The escort in the room. She was fleeing a freak-off. When Diddy came running out, he wasn't running out from the shower. He had those stupid Bob the Builder socks on his feet. The jury knew this. The jury was presented the evidence. And the jury looked at that and said, we do not care, because can't stop, won't stop. Now, we can play Monday morning quarterback on what the prosecution maybe should have done better. Yeah, I get it. But at the end of the day, even by the way the judge responded to Diddy's bail hearing, okay, the judge also knew the jury messed up and also knew that the jury decided to go off of vibes and not the law. For the jury to say they saw no evidence, even one incident of Cassie not being willing for a freak off. I know Mark Agnifilo and them thought they did their big one, and I guess they did, by introducing a text message that said, I can't wait. No, I so want a freak off. Okay, but that was hours before we saw her fleeing for her life and being viciously kicked and him trying to drag her back to a freak off that a prostitute was waiting in the room to continue. And if the security person hadn't intervened, she would have been forced to. The fact that the jury saw a man who, even if you don't believe nothing Jane said, Diddy's team even admitted that when he got mad at her, he beat her to a pulp, forced her to put on foundation, forced her to cover up the bruises, get dressed, right? And give sloppy toppy to an escort while he left her crying in tears, all to punish her because he was mad at her. And this is the people that all the people are cheering, yes, he's free, he's free, he's free. Y'all sound stupid. Y'all sound like losers, and I will always stand 10 toes down. There is something wrong with that man. He is dangerous. And the jury did not go by the law. That's probably why Judge Aaron was so pissed off and so mad. He did what I did. You overestimate people. You overestimate the fact that people are going to do the right thing. You overestimate the fact that people will actually stop thinking about their idols and their imagery or whatever, or maybe even the jury was too old. Listen, maybe the jury was too old. There was too many misogynists. I saw them giggling and laughing at Mark Agnifilo's closing speech while he was making light of victims. The fact that they tried to tell us that Cassie, they saw no incidents of sex trafficking, not one, when the Intercontinental Hotel video, and everybody in court knows this. Everybody in court knows this. But everybody knows that the people in the Intercontinental video, Cassie was doing what? She was fleeing a freak-off. She was fleeing a freak-off. Hold on, y'all. Got me so mad, messing my light up. She was fleeing a freak-off. And Diddy had socks on. People try to say, oh, he was getting out of the tub. No, he wasn't. He had Bob the Builder socks on. And he tried to drag her back because he don't like people ending, or he doesn't like people ending the freak off. He doesn't like people ending the freak off. Okay? So that was count one. And again, I don't know what happened with that jury, but they didn't follow the law. And I'm just going to say it. You only need 2 points. You only need 2 points to get. You agreed there was prostitution. That's one under the thing. You got 2 counts of prostitution, but yet you didn't put that under RICO. Now, you can say you didn't believe there was an enterprise. Maybe, but you didn't see Cassie get smex trafficked? Yes, I know. She texted hours before, I so want to freak off. But 6 hours later, she was running for her life. But Bob the Builder, literally, Bob the Builder was swinging his Tootsie Roll down the thing and dragging her back. And then when she successfully left, she went to her home to hide, and he showed up at her house banging on the door with a hammer. Oh, were the police reports? Oh, there were police reports. You know why? Because their best friend, her roommate, Carrie, called the police. I'm sorry. No, Carrie didn't call the police. The neighbors called the police because this ninja showed up 4 hours later. Remember, she could have left. Why didn't she leave? Showed up 4 hours later, banging on the door with a hammer. How do we know this? Mark Agnifilio admitted it in closing. And then he showed up. I think he was banging on the door with something they call a hammer. A hammer? Yeah, a hammer. Was banging on the door. And when he busted in, because Cassie was hiding from him, her best friend tried to protect her. And he literally took a hanger and threw it and cracked her best friend's head open to the point of he had to settle with the best friend. Now, they tried to say, oh, no, Cassie settled. But she said that money did not come from Cassie. It came from Diddy. He told her to give me the money to settle with me. But they didn't find any instances of when she didn't want to do something and when she ran away and when she was sex trafficking. That jury should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves that they decided that because they felt some type of kinship, right? Half those people in the jury, maybe they some dirtbag dudes that go to DR, been to Thailand. It is men in their 60s and 70s. Did they not put Thailand on the map? You went and you decided, not my daughter, right? Not my son either. F it. I don't think he deserves to be to jail. And that's why they didn't say that Cassie was sex trafficked. Because if they admitted what the evidence shows, and I know I got so many people mad, because you know what? Let me just say this, right? We're going to have a special Tattletales moment. And you guys, listen, y'all, we are a family, Tattletales family. I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for having my back. I stand 10 toes down. I will not be deterred because I was the only person that stuck to the facts. I was the only person that stuck to the lawsuit. I was the only person, well, not the only person, but that never backed down, that didn't take the Diddy PR deal, that called a spade, and that came out and accurately reported to you what was said and what happened in the courtroom to the best of my ability. But I find it odd, right? It's weird to me that these Diddy Glazers and these male-identified women on their ashy knees glazing, trying to backtrack. I'm not backtracking nothing. I stand 10 toes down on what I said, and the jury was disappointed. And guess who also agrees with me? Judge Aaron. Guess who also agrees with me? Judge Aaron. Guess who also agrees with me? Any thinking person. But it's weird to me that these Glazers have made this trial about everything but Diddy. Now I'm the issue. They have focused more on me and stopping me than actually talking about the heart of what the matter is. Instead of focusing on the actual facts, which is a lunatic, the video, the abuse, anything. Yeah, I know now in 2025, it's cool to be like, oh my God, it's just a little DV. I pray to God you're never involved in just a little DV. I pray nobody you love is involved in just a little DV. I pray that nobody you love is ever roofied or forced to take pills. And then you like, well, why didn't you do anything? I pray to God that never happens to you, right? But instead of focusing on the real issues, which is a monster. And this is an analogy for, like, I guess it's just being a black woman. Literally, they are, instead of focusing on the actual issues and the fact, and this was throughout the trial, they were looking for anybody, someone to be a scapegoat. Because maybe their minds couldn't keep up with what was going on in trial. Maybe the Diddy payout was giving them their best fare home. I don't know, right? Or maybe this is a microcosm of what women go through and black women go through in America. And it is another just form of abuse. But baby, trying to paint me and other people that supported the victims as this, as that, making up things. Oh my God, I heard this on that. Oh my God, she said the N-word. Dummy, I'm black. Like, what? Right? But let's actually get into this. It's symbolic and it is a metaphor. Instead of one time focusing on the issues, I became the story. There was more dissection, more attention, more, oh my God, did you hear? On my every waking word and breath and whatever, and thank you so much, I see you a fan, than the actual thing of a monster sitting there. Again, it is deflect, it is blame, it is whatever, all right? At the end of the day, we are living in a country where they will turn on anyone that speaks against a powerful man. Powerful women don't get the same whatever. They will turn on anyone, especially a woman, women, people, men that will dare raise their voices and speak on powerful people and speak on a powerful man. And instead of focusing on what the issues were, they spent 7-8 weeks focusing on anything. No, I don't want to look. Because at the end of the day, they wanted their demon idol held up. Listen, literally, think about it. They made a story focusing, and I'm just going to use myself. I can use other people, but I'm not going to drag them into it because fuck it, I will stand 10 toes down against those Diddy glazers. I'm not going to bring anybody else into it. But let's talk about me. The whole trial, I didn't say one, I didn't talk about anyone. I didn't shade anyone. I didn't care what anybody else was doing because I was in the court every day taking notes and reporting and doing my thing. I didn't give a damn what anybody else's opinion was. I didn't give a, because again, I don't care. Think what you want. I'm going to think on. You obviously over here because, again, I was focused. I was doing what y'all told me to do. And to turn, and I was not on here making things up about other people. I never spoke about anybody on this channel, and I still won't speak about them. Not clock that. But I will say this, and what did they do? They couldn't lash out at the system because the system was too powerful. They couldn't lash out at the system because the system didn't support them. So what did they do? They found the first black woman they could, and they lashed out, and they tried to click up, and they tried to link up, and they tried to do what they do to silence. You attacked, you did the exact same thing that Diddy did whenever he gets mad, whenever he gets upset, whenever he feels he's not being respected or listened to, and it's Bob the Builder socks. Y'all link up and y'all lashed out at the closest person you could because you weren't strong enough or man enough or woman enough. Let's not forget the pygmishas, right? To actually stand 10 toes down and actually focus on the facts. Pick the prosecution's argument, but you couldn't because the facts weren't on Diddy's side. And they still not, because guess what? Diddy was denied bail. Yeah, Diddy got a long road ahead of him. And let's also not forget the grouping. You got 2 acts. There is violence that was admitted during the trial by Diddy's team and on closing. And Mark Agnifilio, who was again, I saw him in the elevator. He was talking to other reporters. He literally said that he's never felt like this before. He was on a high. He is relieved because he doesn't have to feel miserable anymore. And I get it. I mean, honestly, if I had money, if I had the money and I was ever in that SDNY, I will 100% hire the Dream Team 2. Look, Dream Team 2. Look what they did with the devil. They got him off. It was excellent work. But that said, it was the work of the devil. Excellent work, but it was work of the devil. I literally underestimated the level of misogyny and hate people have toward women. I really underestimated how much people don't care. Okay. All right. Noted. Noted. So now what do? We move forward. We stand strong. We let them know I don't give a damn what that jury said. What Diddy did was unacceptable. It was unacceptable. It was unacceptable. And those losers and glazers that want to act like it's a win, do you see yourselves out here celebrating for a man that was trying to drag a woman back to a freak off? Do you see the violence and pandemonium that erupt outside the courtroom because he won? Because he got off? Because he's not spinning around? What did they do? Did they celebrate? Did they do this? No, they did the only thing Diddy knows how to do and his supporters know how to do. Attack women. Attack people that were trying to search for victims. Again, at the end of the day, maybe the day got to end, but you know Diddy's team, it's ending in the MDC. Judge Aaron said, knock it off. Y'all going a step too far. And Judge Aaron was pissed. Listen, let me tell y'all my take on why I think Stephanie Brown, thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate y'all. I'll get into the super chats in 1 second, right? Listen. I do want to say that. And listen, I'm saying myself because I've talked to a lot of people, and it wasn't just coming from content creators. It was coming from all points. Diddy had people in media. Diddy had people in print. Diddy had people everywhere. The only reason I'm using myself as an example is because I'll stand 10 toes down, and I'll take the MF and heat. But there were a lot of people that came to me and told me what they were going through. And you cannot tell me, sorry, just wanted to get comfortable. You cannot tell me that this wasn't orchestrated. You cannot tell me. To the point of Diddy's team had security waiting at Star Island for his homecoming. Y'all have lost y'all MF in mind. And I want to see what the prosecution does with this. Are they just going to, well, they can't appeal it. Do they have more charges? Like Jamie said, Diddy got a long road ahead of him. Are they going to bring up charges for him in California? I don't know. They let him run amok all these years. Are they going to be charges in him in New York? State charges? I know Jane Doe got a case, and Mark Agnifilio admitted what he did, right? You know, Mark Agnifilio in the bail hearing, the judge ripped him apart because he had the nerve to suggest that what he did to Jane, what he admitted to do to Jane, that he was provoked into doing it. This is who these people are celebrating being on the street. That Diddy, because Jane pushed his head into a countertop, right? Which he had no bruise, he had no scratches. So at the end of the day, how hard could your head have gone into the countertop? But let's just say it did. So because that happened, what did he do? He literally chased her down. She was hiding outside for 2 hours. He came back in. He literally savagely kicked her, punched her, beat her down. Right? He then went into the shower and slapped her 3 times so hard she fell down, fell down into the tile. He dragged her out and told her to ice her MF face and to put foundation on her face. And then not only ordered the freak off, but had her go down and let him in. He literally told her, you're going to take this MF pill. She said, I don't want to. You're going to take this MF pill. And this was something that Diddy's team did not contest. Even though people don't know how things work in the court, and I get that. When you do not contest to something, you are basically admitting it when you don't contest to it. Okay? He then said, you're going to take this MF pill. You're going to take this MF pill. You're not ruining my MF night. You better figure it out. You better suck some D. You better F some D, but you ain't ruining my MF night. You better take this MF pill. Forced her to take the pills. Forced her to perform on a worker that he had waiting. And then after that, left her in tears because he wanted to punish her. He wanted to punish her. And then D-Rock and them brought the $15K over Oh, I forgot. He kicked open 4 doors. Yes, because a woman that's waiting for a freak off. That's part of foreplay, don't you know? You kick in a door 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4. You have them running through it's foreplay. It's like drinking strawberry lemonade. Don't you know? It's strawberry lemonade. And you're running through the woods. Well, okay, fine. The hills of California. And you're running. And when you get back, that's what you do. Don't you know that's what all women do with freak-offs? They change in their closet into the first baggy dress they can find so they can run barefoot while they're like 4 doors, 4 heavy wood doors are being kicked in like it's The Shining? Yeah. That's what. And the jury heard that. I don't care if people were grossed out by James, my lover, my partner. Oh well. I don't care that Diddy was paying for her attorney, but I will say one thing. Diddy was paying for her attorney. Cassie could speak freely. Diddy was paying for her rent and her attorney. Diddy was paying, and I will say one thing. Who was I talking to that was like, I was talking to BJ, surprise witness, and she was like, yo, we called Gina Dum Dum, but Dum Dum looked like she outsmarted everybody. Gina is a survivor. She's knew how to survive through umpteen girlfriends. She survived through this trial. We're calling Gina Dum Dum, but maybe she knew what she was doing. Okay, Dum Dum, good call. Broken clock. Twice. Let's see if that gratitude and that love lasts past a year, because Young Miami is posting down too. Her man. Kim's best friend even had the nerve. Kathy Vogue, thank you so much. Kim's best friend had the nerve, her best friend had the nerve to do an interview with TMZ. Yo, it's funny how money changes situation. Everybody that's come out and supported Diddy, famous or not, look at them, side-eye, remember, smile on their faces, but if you know them personally, keep them far away from you. Money is the root of all evil, and that root has taken hold in their hearts, right? Listen, let's do, Jamie said Diddy has a long road. He still has Cali and Miami that might charge, and all of the people that want to follow through with charges, as they should. He's facing a bunch of civil cases. The judge said he's violent, just like the defense said. The judge didn't forget about how Mia and Cassie were in the middle of the ocean during a hurricane, paddling away from that man. And this jury heard that and came back proud. We find not guilty. Because y'all decided a man, I hope he doesn't hurt anyone. These jurors should be ashamed of themselves, but they're not. They're not. Look at the violence that erupted at the courtroom. And baby, you guys, let me just be serious. I know everybody's concerned to me. I had 2 armed guards on me and 1 in the corner watching. It was cool. That's why they was like, nyah, 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 nyah. It was cool. But what about the violence? Because they sent a message that it's okay. It's okay. Don't you know he was provoked? Mark Agnafilio said I think he was provoked. Because in their world, if you do anything to me, I have the right to destroy you. Because you are nothing. You are nothing to me but someone that is supposed to be there as my party favor, to do as I will. And you know what the sad thing about it is? A lot of these people did it just to glaze. Diddy's notoriously cheap. He ain't pay anybody. Well, he might have. I don't know. Whatever he paid, it wasn't enough. But again, when somebody don't have any dignity, I guess it's a deal if somebody buys your dignity and you're like, ha, joke's on you. I don't have any. And you guys, I want to thank y'all for having, I listen, I know, I see what's going on. I hear da-da-da-da-da. There's so many dumb MFM rumors going around. For anyone to even believe half the shit all the shit that's said about me, well, baby, listen. You know what? It's too late. I'm not going to start taking shots at people, but it is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and let these people, okay? I'm not going to sit here and let these people rewrite history. Because on the eve of Diddy being found guilty only on 2 charges, and it looks like he will get at least, according to Judge Aaron, because he's in charge of sentencing, it looks like he's going to get at least 5 years. He might even get 10. As a matter of fact, they cannot appeal his sentencing as long as Judge Aaron doesn't go over 20 years. So Judge Aaron can go up to 20 years legally, and they can't appeal. And I think that's a beautiful thing. We'll see what the prosecution's next move is. We will see what the prosecution's next move is. But baby, I think that's a beautiful thing. And you know what? I do also want to say this. I know there's a lot of negativity surrounding Diddy, but I don't see the negativity. I don't see the negativity. I know that, like, when it comes, you know, I know that when it comes to everything that Cassie and them suffered, and that's very sad, you know? But I keep going back to what Douglas Wigdor said. And I was talking to my friend Al in the courtroom. He had a good thing about the way that, like, it's like when they tried to take down anything, any criminal organization, any mafia, right? When they tried to take them down, you hit it once, you hit it twice, you hit 3, 4 times. It was an inch forward. It was an inch forward. And you know what? Like most things would change, that inch forward does not come without sacrifice. It doesn't come without blood. It doesn't come without humiliation or embarrassment. And unfortunately, come on now, we know this from the civil rights. I'm Black, I'm sure other cultures, women's suffrage movement, indigenous rights. Come on now. Asian American rights, Latino rights. The power does not give an inch without you fighting it and wrestling it from their bloody fingers. So we got our inch. And the people on the front line, unfortunately, the victims that testified, they were the ones that took the wounding. They were the ones. But we got that inch. And from that inch, we move on. The work doesn't stop. I'm not deterred. And y'all are not deterred either. It's sad that this might have a chilling effect on future victims, because if I was watching this, I don't know if I would get up on that stand. I hope to God I would have the courage that I think I would, that I've encouraged other people to have. But you don't know until you've had that, to be violated and have the most humiliating, desperate, disgusting times of your life where you felt dehumanized. You didn't feel human. You didn't feel human. And to have that played out and to turn into countless internet memes and to see people dancing and hopping around, like it is literally like the devil's playground. But you know what? That is the cost of change. It is. And I told y'all, my dad always told me, you must accept reality for what it is. Now, oh my gosh. You must accept reality for what it is, because once you accept it for what it is, you can build, you can move. There's no point in living in a la-la world, about a world where people actually respect victims, about a world where people will look at a violent criminal, somebody that has been accused of committing criminal acts, a violent criminal, because they have found him guilty and whatever, but they found it on the 2 least charges because they didn't want to see that man go to jail. Because Cassie's suffering, Jane's suffering, Bonna's suffering, Mia's suffering, Dawn's suffering. Come on now. Everybody, none of it mattered. 36 people sat up there. And all the jury could say was, and we need to talk about this jury, about they should be ashamed of themselves. I'm sick of playing nice. That jury should be ashamed of themselves. This was a miscarriage of justice. It was a miscarriage of justice, but you know what? I will say one thing, blood always shows. And somebody, like Maureen Comey said, that had feds watching, knew you was under indictment, knew there was going to be problems, and you still decided to fly in an escort, illegal, have a freak off, illegal, force drugs down their throat, illegal. They had them on the moving of prostitutes and the distribution. And they still chose to do the wrong thing. They still chose. I don't give a damn. Oh, well, we don't feel. I would love to hear what was in those juries' minds. I would love to hear what's in those juries' minds. But we already know what's in their minds. You know how we know? Because we can go to Instagram. Hell, y'all can go to a bunch of YouTube streams. Y'all can go to the Diddy homecoming celebration, even though you're going to have to wait because it don't look like he's coming home that much. You can look to all of that and see how they feel. They don't feel ashamed. They don't feel anything. They think they did the bidding because at the end of the day, we live in a time where people don't care about anything as long as if they can get if they can get a few pieces of gold, if they can get into that party, if they can get that connection and they can feel like they are moving on up, they will gladly sell out everybody they can so they can get a few pieces of gold. Again, for all these casual watchers, and when I say casual watchers, I'm not degrading anyone. I know how it is. My job is to follow mess. Y'all got jobs, kids, men, women, whatever. Y'all have things and people to do. My job is to actually pay attention. That's why I was out there in the court every day busting my ass. Why I was out there in the court every day busting my ass. And I would not give up a second of it. Listen, I wouldn't give up a second of it because I feel like we built such a community, and I feel like the work is not over. Sadly enough, the work is not over. The work's not over. Sadly enough. However, the fact that now we know, and I feel like it's a wake-up call. I feel like now that we know, you two, like you guys, you two, I feel like now that we know the work's not over, we're going to dig in and we're going to get this work done. We're going to get this work done. Let's get into Diddy's bail hearing. But again, for the people that like in and out and just listening to the bullshit that was on the thing, we know for a fact that Cassie did not want to do at least one freak off. And that was a video of her fleeing mid freak off the Intercontinental Hotel because Diddy had started beating her in a freak off. Whatever she consented to prior, she said no right then. She fled. He was in the middle of the freak off, that Tootsie Roll swinging with his Bob the Builder socks. For anyone saying he was in the shower, you shower in your socks? I know Diddy beats women in the shower. And let's also not forget, well, maybe Jane said that he came into the shower with his pants on and beat her silly before he dragged her out, made her put makeup on her face, get dressed, and have her freak off. And then to punish her. And this is why the feds were watching. This is who y'all put on the street. This is what y'all feel good doing. This is what everybody is celebrating. Listen, the jurors, you know what you guys did. And if you didn't, I hope you saw the sheer pandemonium outside the courtroom. The sheer evil that felt vindicated, evil that felt good. Outside the courtroom, acting a fool. You guys know what you did. And the judge knows what you did too because he's pissed. All of the weirdo celebrities coming in support. You know Timberland was in the cafeteria to come support Diddy. Yeah, whatever happened with Aaliyah? Whatever happened with that R. Kelly stuff? See, again, blood always shows. You watch people long enough and they'll let you know what they actually believe. The judge was pissed at Diddy, right? Mark Agnifilo talking about when he got violent with Jane, that could have been self-defense. You call all that and forcing him to do a freak off self-defense? The fact that you are sitting here trying to, and this isn't just Diddy, this is his people trying to do Men in Black shit. The fact that all these loser celebrities, and I call them, I don't give a F what billboard you're on. I don't care what show you're on. There's no accent you can sell me. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care what award show you hosted. I don't care what party you went to. I don't care how much your MF and shoes, bag, clutch, whatever. You are trash. You are garbage. You are MF and loser, and you lost yourself in the spoils for riches. I don't give a damn. I don't care who you know. I don't think who connections. I don't care what show you're going to keep me off of. I don't care what show you're going to put me on. I don't care how much you can give, money you can give me. I don't care how much money you can take away. Nothing will ever cloud my judgment off of who you are and the character that you've shown. And like Cat Williams say, whoever take it some type of way. Well, baby, you know why you take it some type of way. Whoever feels some type of way, maybe we know why you feel some type of way. Hit dogs are hollering right now at Diddy's thing. So this Men in Black shit that they're doing about, oh, what are you talking about? There was nothing. Yay, welcome home. He's a good man, Savannah. Were you not at the trial? Were you not at the trial? You know, but you was waiting. You was waiting. You was waiting. Again. And then we got that jury with those old, disgusting, the old, disgusting, misogynist jury. Let me tell you something. From now on, boomers, no, get them out of voir dire. Gen X, get them the hell out of voir dire too. Gen Z, I don't know, because they turning into boomers. You know, from now on, we need to get millennials. Millennials. From now on, millennials are only allowed to be on the jury talking about DVSA, trafficking, anything. They are the most open-minded, the most liberal, and they care about everybody. From now on, it's a new thing. Now, I'm not saying all Gen X's, I'm not saying all boomers, I'm not saying all Gen Z's, but at this point, we cannot trust the process. All those, what is it? There was 8 men, most of them old and white. They voted for this. There was an older black woman voted for this. Older Indian man voted for this. 40-something-year-old black women voted for this. Voted for this. Y'all, you know what, though? Thank you for showing yourselves, and I'm glad everybody is out here showing their ass. So I know who to stay the F away from. Baby, all money ain't good money. All money is not good money. They literally, these old misogynist men and these male-identified women, right? And when I say male, yes, the patriarchy. The patriarchy is doing everybody in. The economy, the healthcare, everything. Anyway, right? They were looked and saw on camera him dragging her back to a freak off and her fleeing and calling security to help. And even when security came, they were trying to kick security out the room so he could finish the freak off. Why do you think he didn't put clothes on? Because he thought he was just going to drag her back and that was going to be the end of it. They found the escort in the room. Multiple people testified about that. They found the escort in the room. He was paying for Jane's lawyer. Cassie was not dependent on Diddy, not anymore, and she could speak her mind. And this is what all these people riding with Diddy are celebrating. They're celebrating that. They're celebrating. She was dragged back to an MFing room. Those effing jurors watched freak-off tapes and thought, it's not that bad. That's just what swingers lifestyle do. When the swinger community came out and said, what are you talking about? We don't do that type of stuff. And they didn't care. The fact that the jurors saw and listened to the testimony and saw how sick this man was, dragged her back after fleeing a freak off, and saw how sick this man was, beat Jane, and then punished her for angering him by forcing her to do a freak off after just been beaten. You guys, and the people, dumb enough to believe. There's so much dumbness in this world. There is some, but I realize there's not dumbness. There's just weako. The people that are so much that made me a story that are dumb enough to believe. Fake reporters, fake media, fake people. Now all of a sudden, I work for the feds. I'm a Fed informant. The feds paid me and gave me priority seating. This is why you are not real press and you don't have real press credentials. Anybody dumb enough believe half of the bullshit coming out? But again, the story isn't about the jury. It's not about Diddy's violence. It's not about everything. Let's talk about everything that's non-inconsequential, because abuser mentality, it permeates every inch of the society. And they try to abuse everybody they can. And they might say, well, we'll probably never have a chance to abuse a woman that looked like Cassie. But we can punch down and abuse anybody else. We can lash out because we can't lash out at the system that kept Diddy. That's another thing. I think the celebration is a little bit premature. Is he coming home? Is he? Are more charges coming? You got all those civil suits. What you gonna say now? You admitted to half of it. I know you admitted to that Jane shit. Is there a civil suit? I hope Jane sues the brakes off of Diddy. And can I just say this? I was talking to Bernarda from Burden of Proof. Make sure y'all check me out on ABC News Live, Burden of Proof. And make sure you also check me out on Nancy Grace, right? I will be, y'all will be seeing me a lot more, right? You know, that's sad. Sorry, I just had a picture of the Cassie tape. Sorry. It really plays in my mind, okay? But I will tell you that, you know, I was talking to Bernarda and she was talking about grouping. And I was like, what is that? And they're like, you know, when you go for sentencing, there is no federal minimum, but there's also only a 20-year maximum. So the judge can sentence Diddy for anything they want. As long as it doesn't go over 20 years, it won't be overturned. And they said you look at the violence, right? You look at the violence, you look at the fact that it's 2 acts, it looks like you're unrepentant, and you admitted to a lot of the violence. So when you look at that, Diddy is going to be doing some years. And it is a small victory. It's not the victory we hoped, but it's a small victory. And she said when that happens and when you have this type of case and this and that, he's not going to get out on bail, as we saw, because some things are true, whether you believe it or not. So is Diddy coming home? Will there be other charges? You are looking at, listen, again, there was an age difference with the jury, you know? Again, this is what I wanted to actually say. Timberland, right. Timberland, was there, but also there was something I wanted to play for y'all. Kim's best friend actually came out and was talking trash about Cassie. The Punisher came out and said, I think this was the right decision. I guess they're hoping to get back into Diddy's good graces. They are hoping to get back in Diddy's good graces. So where are we at? Let's talk about Kim's best friend. Listen to this. This is Kim Porter's best friend. And I believe she's the one who has custody of the twins right now. Well, taking care of the twins, I think. She said the most crazy thing to TMZ yesterday. And she went in on Jane. Listen to this.
It's been 7 weeks of brutal testimony.
Yes.
Life's most embarrassing moments, if you will.
Yes.
You have a unique insight on the women who testified against Sean Combs. One of whom, Sean, is still
This sounds like Brian from TMZ, but let's keep going.
paying for her legal bills,
Yeah.
apparently. Tell us about each of the main players as you remember them and what your takeaways are on Cassie, on
Jane Doe I knew her before she knew Mr. Combs, and she really wanted this. She has caused a lot of ruckus in our lives in the past 3 years to where the kids didn't want her around. I feel like she is doing what she wanted to do to get what she wants.
She's caused a lot of ruckus, but let's not talk about the man that beat the brakes off of her. Sorry. She caused a lot of ruckus, But let's not talk, sorry guys, let's not talk about the man that beat the brakes off of her. But let's continue, shall we?
She has, like, I'm going to say he has tried to break up with her, and she has really flipped out and was very angry when he had a fourth child. And that really started a spiraling.
Really? Because it's always fatal attraction, isn't it? But let's keep going. This is Kim's best friend. Now, if anybody knows the lore of Kim and Diddy, Kim was the first Cassie. Kim, but you know what? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
And you're talking about Jane.
Yes.
And then there's Cassie, who was
Yes.
the first star witness,
Yes.
who has moved on with her life
Yes.
and still said from the witness stand she very much loves Sean Combs.
Yeah.
What do you make of Cassie's tale from the witness stand?
I have had to deal with her for the whole time of the relationship because Kim, there's a picture of the three of them. Kim was still with him, and she was 4 months pregnant with twins. So there's a lot of things that weren't told and didn't come out in that my...
Okay, first of all, money really is the root of all evil. This must be Kim's best friend. You've got more beef with Cassie, who at that time was what, 19, 20 years old, than you had with the man that was, we don't know for certain because we weren't there, but according to the streets, beating the brakes off of your friend. Okay. And we're not going to act like there wasn't an age difference. Cassie was what, 20 years old? Diddy was damn near 50? Okay. But you got more smoke for Cassie. And also, are we going to act like things don't exist? Because I remember, pardon me if I'm not wrong, I remember, is that what the issue was? Kim was still with Cassie? Wait, Kim was still with Diddy? And Cassie caused a lot of problems? Because that's right, poor Sean Combs. He didn't know what to do. He just wanted to be a good man, but these women come and they seduce him. He wanted to be a good man. In this whole thing, you are babyifying a brutal man. Daphne called, like Jamie said, Daphne was causing a lot of ruckus. Wasn't she hiding in hotel rooms with Diddy the whole time? Right? Wasn't Jane doing that? Wasn't Velma? Wasn't this? Wasn't that? Wasn't these people doing that the whole time? Wasn't it? Had all of Scooby-Doo hiding on in there. Were they not doing that? I'm just saying. Were they not? But I'm confused also. I'm also confused about a few other things, okay? Now, let's play Scooby-Doo, okay? We got Velma, we got William, we have, what's the other names of Scooby-Doo? It don't matter. Let's play Barbie and Ken. I don't know all the people of Scooby-Doo, right? But, hear me out, right? Was not Jane hiding? Was she not a dirty secret? The same way the mystery band was like the people that were all like the Scooby-Doo people? Was it not? But let me just say this too. There was an age imbalance with Cassie, right? And you're trying to act like she came and seduced and broke up this happy thing. We all know what it is. How old are the twins? How old are Chase? Was Sarah not an issue? Did Sarah not cause anything? Because when I remember, Kim got pushed into sadness and depression over Diddy getting one of her friends pregnant. At least that's what I remember. But you know what? Let's go to her best friend. Let's go to her best friend.
Went through and the hurt that she caused. You know, I am very disappointed in a lot. She's very close to my kid, and I'm just very disappointed in things that she said because everybody had choices, and I lived it, so nobody can sit there and tell me.
You're disappointed in Cassie? You're disappointed in Cassie. You're disappointed in Cassie. She's disappointed in Cassie.
Nobody could have done this, and nobody could have did this. I lived it.
Some people would say that the women are victims of a horrible man. Other people might say that these women put up with horrible behavior because there was a payoff. How do you view it?
I feel like this, especially with number two, who I was very, very close to. I feel that I'm not going to excuse the things that he has done that was wrong, because those are issues that he needs to work on. But they also did things that were not right, and a lot of things that were not.
It's been 7.
So they did a lot of things that weren't right. And she knows this because the man that I assume she's glazing for told her that. What else did Diddy tell you? What else did Diddy tell you? Did he when did it? Y'all, I will say one thing. Diddy is unrepentant and he is out of control. And I do believe that he is going to want to get some retribution and payoff. And right now, anybody that supports Diddy, you are supporting depravity, you are supporting loserdom, and you are supporting, as much as people want to say, a freak lifestyle. I don't know. Maybe. It is what it is. It is what it is. Really quick, let me get to some of these questions really quick. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen, Chyla 2 months said, please, she is the exact friend you don't need. Let me read some of these super chats. I didn't have a chance to read it during the first thing because I was like, oh my God, listen. Oh, hi, Jess Cat. Yes, this is my actual tag. Thank you so much, Jess Cat. Who was it? Young Miami posted something on her Instagram stories gloating. She was just showing Justin Bieber saying, you ate that, you ate that, you ate that. Baby, listen, like Jamie said, so basically everyone on the stand lied and should do jail time. Should do time in jail like Little Kim because they were under oath. If everybody was lying, get them on perjury. Get them on perjury. Listen, again, she said, how was there ruckus? Jane was hiding in hotel rooms with Diddy all those years. Hell, Miami was mad about the baby and Gina. Sarah had a baby before Kim. Why was Cassie the problem? Because she was sitting there struggling. The whole point is Diddy put every woman in his life, I believe, up to go and do this whole PR blitz, hoping that this would get to the jurors and this could push a narrative. But at the end of the day, male-identified women hate other women. Big Mama Slim said, we love you, T. Oh, thank you. Grateful for people. I'm grateful for people like you, Big Mama Sim. Stephanie Van Hoos said, we didn't learn from OJ and history repeated himself. Okay. Chosen One said, T said, peace to you, beautiful. No weapon formed against you. You will prosper. The prosecution's biggest error was not having you up there. You are a real MVP. Listen, you listen to all these fake reporters and losers. Apparently now, because you know what? Let me just say this because somebody got to catch this straight. Apparently now, the new thing the Village Idiots are saying is that I work for the prosecution. I'm a plant for the prosecution. Now, you know where this all comes from? First of all, people are stupid and will believe anything. But you know what? I literally shook my head and said, wow. Because I actually read court documents and I read articles and I do my research, now all of a sudden I'm a government plant. Now it's time I work for the FBI. Now anybody that knows my channel will be like, Tisa don't work for no Fed, no whatever, because I started off in reality TV. But again, this is what I mean about the people that support Diddy. They are stupid. They want to believe anything to support their narrative. And they will go in and do it. It's like the idiocy. The idiocy. God, these people are so stupid. Like, just dumb. It's almost like you look and you're just like, maybe we won't have to build another ark. And we're going to have 2 animals of each kind. And I'm going to have to make the list at the door and see who's getting in. And we just going to have to flood it and start all over again because I am really scared for humanity. Teacher, she's an FBI plant. Am I? Am I? Dumbass. Anyway, I am really scared for humanity. And yes, folks, I've been caught red-handed. Apparently, only I had access to court papers on Pacer. Only I had access to doing investigative journalism. Only I had access to this. You got me, guilt me, like just dummies. Anyway, anybody dumb enough to, like, people are just dumb. Like, we're gonna have to flood it. And that thing has gotta been like, Tisa, yes, Lord, yes, I'm listening. Oh, humble servant, I love you, right? Should we do it? No, I was gonna do it. Lord, flood it, right? Well, wait till I get on the ark and then flood this BITCH. Please, I'm begging you. It's time. Listen, it's time. Anyway, C. Smith, welcome to the family. I say Tanisha said because he was found guilty, Jane has a civil suit. I hope she does. I hope she gets one. Michelle Lopez, welcome to the family. Shambus, welcome to the family. Abraham Roberts said, we saw who he was with Cassie on video that he admitted to. I'd throw up if I even treated an animal that way. Sick and evil. I wouldn't even treat an animal that way. And I don't mean that I'm like, no shade to the animal people. I'm a big animal lover, but even if I wasn't, I wouldn't even treat an animal that way. Again, this whole thing, it's just domestic violence. It wasn't. It was something sick. It was something psychotic. It wasn't domestic violence. It wasn't. Ms. Johnson to you said, we still love you, Tisa. Keep doing what you're doing. May God protect. God is always protecting me, and I'm not stopping from doing any GD thing. I Choose Joy Carlos said, well done, says, bunch of vultures, and National News had a field day talking about their ridiculous behavior outside the court. Really? They tried to rip that court apart. They literally made them move across the street because of all the violence in their hearts. And that's how you know they're miserable. How did you, quote unquote, win? And y'all still, stop it. Anyway, I couldn't believe it. So much for others taking our community seriously. Well, listen, I don't know. I Choose Joy. I don't know about people taking our community seriously because I take our community seriously. I Choose Joy Carlotta. I like that name, Carlotta. Where have I heard that name before? I Choose Joy Carlotta. I like that name, Carlotta. My whole point of the thing is, again, child, it was a shame and a scandal. Again, but here's the thing. There were Diddy supporters of all races out there, like getting crunk, wanting to fight women, doing all this stuff, saying what is it? What we did to Cassie? Wait till you see what we did to Cassie ain't gonna be nothing. Wait, what happened to Cassie is gonna pale in comparison. It's just gonna be worse than Cassie. Like, this is the type of people. This is what the jury okayed. This is what the jury knew. Hold on, we're about to get into the bail hearing. I know I've been saying that for 2 hours, but we're going to do it. Dr. Marilyn, you said, ladies, run from men and women who side with them. They hate women. They hate women because they hate themselves. I actually don't know. In my life, I've read about it. I've seen glimpses of it, but in my life in 2025, I didn't believe that this type of ignorance and stupidity and proud stupidity actually existed. And I see that it does. Oh, thank you, Priscilla Heilinger. Thank you, Priscilla. You said for all the hard work. I didn't know it existed, but I see that they're proud of it. Oh, get this. Soul Power Tower and Coaching said, Cassie is the problem because she got 30 million and they didn't get ish. So they're jealous AF. This is disgusting. Now let's talk about that. That all the people around Diddy that sat there and watched them beat girlfriends, lovers, friends, because they was hoping for some gold and they saw Cassie stand on business and get 30 million and they jealous of it. They're jealous. I do believe that they are jealous of what Cassie got, but that's the thing with the 30 million. That's how you know people whose souls can be bought. Because the fact that they honestly don't believe that Cassie wouldn't give that 30 million back just to have those years back and her life back and not have an opioid addiction. People are dumb. People are dumb and they're ignorant, but it shows how desperate they are and what they trade for those pieces of gold. Now, I don't know if they trade themselves, but they would certainly trade Cassie and any other woman, right? Sarah and jealousy. Sarah and Mimi, welcome to the family. Sherry Reddy said, Tisa, we're so proud of you for standing up for victims and against the bullies and abusers. We love you. F a bully, F a abuser, and I'm always going to stand with the victims. I don't care. And I will stand 10 toes down. The jury got it wrong. And I think even Judge Aaron knows the jury got him wrong. And he expected the jury to do the right thing. And look, and look. And look, let's get into this. Vicky V said, what was his reaction to the bail being denied? What do you think? Everybody was everybody was sitting there because, let's talk about the bail being denied. Everybody was sitting there looking stuck, right? Everybody was sitting there looking stuck because they really thought that mofo was coming home. Again, the ego, okay? Again, this revisionist history. Cassie's lawyer and Deontay Nash. Shout out to cutie patootie Deontay Nash for standing on business and saying he is dangerous. He shouldn't be allowed back in. And what is it? Hold on a second. They went in, sorry, I was getting more info in. All this revisionist history is crazy. Looking back at the jury and the descriptions, this is not a shock at all. Diddy's team did their big one on this selection. Like, look through all the juries, and it's not a shock that they were laughing at the victim's testimony. Again, and the revisionist history is crazy. Now, all the Kim Porter's best friends are pro-Diddy, when they've been kicking Diddy's back in for years. All these people were liking his victory post. All of them. And again, judging by the celebrities and the commenting on the IG, Diddy, hold on. Diddy is, and this is a sad part. It looks like Diddy is definitely going to be embraced back into the fold on day one. He probably won't even have to do that fake church religious fakery route. Again, listen, mind you, these celebrities are the same one conveniently forgetting he's literally on video dragging, right? Dragging Cassie back into a freak off after stomping her out. But okay. Again, he wasn't, oh my God, Joya, thank you so much. You said it's an SADV survivor. Thank you for support. Thank you. And listen, it's like they said, he wasn't convicted of the RICO, so you can ignore everything else. You can ignore everything else. Also, Chef Jordan actually posted Deontay, posted Deontay Nash's. So Deontay Nash wrote a letter to the judge. He said, Dear Judge, I'm writing to express my grave concern over the prospect of Sean Combs. That Sean Combs was being released from custody. While I appreciate the fairness you have shown throughout this proceeding, I feel compelled to be unequivocal about the damage he poses to the public and to the individuals who have risked everything coming forward. Mr. Combs has a long, well-documented history of violent, coercive, and retaliatory behavior over the years. He has repeatedly escaped meaningful accountability, and each time this has only reinforced his sense of impunity. If he is released now, I have no doubt that he will see if it is yet another license to continue intimidating, threatening, and harming people who challenge or expose him. Many of us have firsthand knowledge of the fear he instills in those around him. I can say without hesitation that he is a serious and immediate threat to victims, witnesses, and the broader community. His pattern of violence, particularly while engaged in the trafficking of individuals for prostitution, combined with unchecked substance abuse, makes it clear that I know he is dying for another hit of Tucci. I know Diddy can't wait. Listen, Everybody talking about what's Diddy gonna do? Is he gonna go kiss baby love, hug his kids? Diddy gonna go straight to one stop, in my opinion, and literally double up on his Tucci. If anybody is worried about what Diddy is up to, check his Tucci stash is all I'm saying. But let me get back into this. Check his Tucci stash. Y'all want to hit him where it hurts. Do something to that Tucci and see what happens. I'm just saying. Anyway, hold on. Let me get back into this. They said, particularly, Deontay said, combined with his unchecked substance abuse, makes it clear that he is not ready to re-enter society safely or responsibly. Come through, cootie patootie. To release Mr. Combs without substantial consequence would undermine the integrity of this process and send a dangerous message that wealth and influence can shield someone indefinitely from accountability. Well, that's what the jury did. That's what the BA jury did. Okay. It also endangers those who cooperated with this investigation under subpoena who are already living in fear of retaliation. I urge you in the strongest possible terms to prioritize the safety of victims and witnesses over any consideration of leniency. Mr. Combs has had countless opportunities to change, and he has chosen instead to escalate his harmful conduct. Allowing him back into the community now would be a profound mistake. Thank you for your time and your commitment to protecting the public from those who repeatedly demonstrate they are unwilling to respect the law. Okay? Now, here's the thing. That was written by Deontay Nash. Chef Jordan, that is the chef that was subpoenaed to testify, but the prosecution cut it short. She said clearly, she posted Deontay's letter and then she posted this in her IG. Clearly, so many people don't understand how terrifying this is for some of us. Deontay sums everything up in his letter to the judge. And this is who that bitch-ass jury let out. Excuse my French. This is who the jury decided to let walk free. This is who the jury. Because Mark Agnifilio told some great jokes. Because they don't care about anyone unless it's somebody they know. And even then, their jealousy would probably want it. Again, let's get into this, right? Again, this is sick. And guess who else, right? Guess who else liked the post? None other than Misa Hilton Brim. It's funny how money changes situation. You guys, we need to do something about the entertainment industry. We need to do something about Hollywood. We need to do something about this evil that not only ran rampant, but is running crazy through the world. I know Judge Aaron wasn't going for it. The Punisher says he agrees with the verdict in the Diddy trial. He testified and says he thinks the jury made the right call on Diddy's verdict. One he thinks the jury made the right call on Diddy's verdict. One he thinks he might have helped them arrive to. Wow, you proud of that, huh? You proud of that? I guess it is bitter that you still selling, what do you call it? Kitty cat? Rooster? Cock? What do you call that? He's selling male kitty cat. We'll call it midi mat. You still sell. Are you jealous too? Because what? Cassie stood on business and you still selling yourself? Talking about you would have came to the same conclusion? I guess so. You need something to help you sleep at night. He said he found Diddy guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution, but found he was not guilty of the more serious sex trafficking or racketeering charges. He says he always saw this case through the lens of a toxic relationship filled with domestic violence issues, but he didn't think the prosecution's claims of sex trafficking held up. The fact that people listened and saw, you witnessed Diddy's depravity and his violence. There's something wrong with him. And you're like, this is just a toxic relationship. What is wrong with America that we punish sex so much that a woman that is hit and beat brutally by someone she just shared her body with, you'll look the other way. But if Diddy had did that to anybody and took $10 off of them, people wouldn't want to have him under the jail because how dare you beat and rob someone. But if you do that for someone's body, it's okay. Hold on, y'all. He notes Diddy, it was in a long-term relationships with Cassie and Jane, and there was a certain amount of consent involved, and he thinks the jury couldn't ignore that. He's on there sitting there laughing and joking. He maintains he may have helped Diddy land a not guilty verdict on 3 charges, an assertion he made when we spoke to him just last month. We also asked him if he feels bad for Cassie and Jane, and he says he does, but mostly because the private moments of their sex lives were broadcast to millions while he's laughing about it and bragging. I actually think I helped Diddy get off guilty. Baby, may God have mercy on your soul. This is the guy that said he couldn't get it up because Diddy grabbed Cassie off of him, took her into a room, beat her viciously, and he listened like a little bitch waiting for him to come and service what he was paid to do. And he waited like a little bee in the corner listening because you were a party favor too. And you're the one saying, oh, I just thought it was a little, you can't even get it up because you were so thrown off by the brutality you saw. And you sitting up there kikiing on Diddy. I think I helped him get off not guilty. All right, let's keep moving on. Let's keep moving on. Again, let's get this, right? Here's my take. This is my thoughts before we get into the bail testimony. I believe that the judge knows the jury disregarded the law and his jury instructions, and he was pissed. He was pissed at that jury. At that time, he was pissed. There's no way the jury can justify the distribution of drugs as not being proven. And just between the Mann Act and the drug distributions, he was guilty of RICO. And he's literally on video dragging somebody back for a forced freak-off. But the judge tore into Mark Agnifilo, all right? Again, like, Comey literally stood there. Maureen Comey literally stood there and said it made no sense to even let them read that extra IG caption and note because it had nothing to do with her testimony or the jurors' questions. Also, when you actually read through the email communications of what was going on behind the scenes, it was insane just how much Diddy's defense was able to keep away from the jury. And how they were able to control the parameters of what witnesses were even able to be questioned about. For example, Don Richard was supposed to testify to a lot more stuff she personally witnessed, but the defense was able to get the judge to limit the scope of questions. So let's call him in. Thank you so much. And that happened, and that happened with almost every witness. Woo, yeah. Just Cat, thank you so much. Again, the disgusting things that Mark Agnifilo said in the bail hearing, it was, listen, the judge said, let me just read through some of the notes. The judge said, I've read the party submissions and others. The jury convicted the defendant on counts 3 and 5 for the following, and that's another thing, that BA jury. You convicted him on 3 and 5 and walked around everything else because you wanted to make sure that you ain't send him to prison for the rest of his life because he's a good man. Did he pick you? Did it work? Are you going to be invited to any of his parties? The next time he most likely will beat a woman senseless. Let's hope he doesn't dislocate her back. Let's hope he doesn't paralyze someone. Let's hope he doesn't kill someone. Let's hope he doesn't give somebody seizures for the rest of their life. Let's hope he doesn't pick up one of those guys. Let's hope he doesn't do something that the jury knew about and didn't care. I don't care. I'm done playing nice with that jury. They got it wrong. There's no way. This wasn't. And also the fact that they said not guilty, I think they did that because they didn't want to have a hung jury. They didn't want to have another person able to survive. To come back. They didn't want the prosecution. They didn't want the prosecution to come back and be able to retry him. They didn't want that. They didn't want that. They didn't want that. They wanted to make sure that their sweet baby walked free. Those jurors should be ashamed of themselves. They should be ashamed of themselves. Now, that said, leave those jurors to the dust. I know people are trying to find out who the jurors are. I don't give an F. They should be ashamed of themselves. America should be ashamed of themselves. The Diddy Glazers should be ashamed of themselves. Judge said even if the defendant was solely required to show that he was not a danger to the community, he could not meet that burden. Prior to trial, the court denied bail, and Judge Aaron was pissed and sees no reason to reverse that now. The defense conceded that Diddy was violent. They conceded to all the violence. His violence is depicted in the video with Cassie Ventura. The video that the bitch-ass jurors, and that's what I'm going to call them, literally saw her fleeing a freak off, mid-freak off, and said, it looks like consent to me, because she sent a message earlier that said, oh, I so want to freak off. And apparently they love Mark Agnifilio's jokes about that was part of the freak off. Don't you know? People love getting stomped. The brakes beat off of them. It turns people on showing up to the red carpet premieres with black eyes. I really am worried for Cassie, her family, all the victims actually. I'm worried for Gina too. I'm worried for those kids. I'm worried for Misa and Kim's best friend and everybody else that thinks that they're going to get a few, I don't know what, by playing the fool. I'm worried for young Miami. I'm worried for everybody, even the people that don't got sense to be worried for themselves. Again, they said the judge said Diddy's violence is depicted in the video for Cassie Ventura. The defense admitted it. This is a terrible moment. Domestic violence is the issue, is what she said. It wasn't only that. There was the London hotel incident. There was violence after the searches in this case. As to Jane, there was, listen, oh, thank you, Jess Cat. You said the fact that I'm still standing here says a lot. Good job. Thank you. They said, as to Jane, there was June 2024, after the searches in Diddy's residence, this evidence was disregard for the law and a propensity for violence. This man thinks he's a god. He thinks he's untouchable, and he has all his pagans in the street dancing, rejoicing that the demon lord will be returned home. But not yet. Not yet. Come on, Michael, the archangel of justice. Or was it Gabriel? It don't matter. Pick up that sword and let that mug swing. Come through, archangel of justice. The judge continued. The court takes no position on what it will consider at sentencing, nor what sentence it will impose. But here, the burden is on Diddy, and he cannot carry it. The defense argues the guideline starts at 21 months. The U.S. says 51 months. He's only done 10 months. I set sentencing for Friday, October 3rd at 10 a.m. And yes, your girl will be there. And this time I'm going to get even more security. I want to give a shout out to my man for making sure, even though I thought it was a joke, because I always think he worries about me too much, shout out for literally with the security. I love you, baby, for looking out and always keeping me protected. Always keeping me protected. Mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. He said, so the judge said, I'm willing to expedite the sentencing from October 3rd. Mark Agnifilio, Yana, we'd like it expedited. Judge, we'll need an expedited pre-sentencing report from probation, but I'll be available anytime. Ugh. God. The judge, even if Diddy was solely required to show that he was not a danger to the community, he could not meet that burden. Prior to trial, the court denied bail. I see no reason to reverse that now. The defense conceded the violence. Remember those words, okay? The judge. There's a great divide on the sentencing guideline. I see that Ms. Comey has her statute book open. Comey, Your Honor, the rule required the preparation of a report. Absent a recent waiver, probation may be able to expedite. Listen, the judge looked at Comey and said, yo, just update me by July 8th at noon, okay? Again, the judge was pissed with the jury. Again, he knows the jury did not follow the actual instructions, and he trusted those idiots to actually follow the law. There's more. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the judge said, we'll hold a hearing on the afternoon of July 8th. Yana has a lot of information from presiding over the trial. We want the sentencing as soon as possible. Other Mann Act cases, there's nothing remotely similar to this. They literally tried to play victim and act like they were shocked. There's nothing remotely similar to this. Yana, the cases we reviewed involving defendants making money, millions, or involving minors. That's different here. And here are the facts. Okay, anyway, blah, 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 blah. The cases we reviewed, Then there was, that's what I meant to tell you guys. Thank you. I was talking to Bernarda from Burden of Proof. Y'all have to watch her. Her and Brian were chef's kiss, right? This whole case, okay? So, since Diddy, that money might not be safe like he thinks it is. Since Diddy paid for, and these dumb jurors, you ain't protect them as much as you wanted because your king's money might be gone. Since Diddy, it was proven, paid for those prostitutes with company funds, that opens up all his company funds to federal forfeiture. He actually might lose everything just off of these two cases, these two convictions. The convicted criminal might lose all his money because he paid for those escorts with his business funds. So he actually might lose everything. And I'm sure the dumb jury didn't consider that when they were trying to let him off. Anyway, right? Mark Agnifilo said, Your Honor, when there was an Emperor's Club case in the former governor of New York, we understand this is moving quickly. The issue for us is, if we'd had more time, we would have shown extraordinary circumstances. The judge interrupted. You can see that violence in your closing. Whether that's relevant to sentencing is not for today, but it can be considered on a bail application. Your Honor, in June 2024, there's an argument that Mr. Combs was defending himself. Mark Agnifilo stood in front of the court, and why shouldn't he? Because last time he stood shameless, Diddy got off, right? He said in June 24th, there's an argument that Mr. Combs was defending himself. Was defending himself? The judge, Mr. Combs tried to get into a batterer's program in New York. After that argument, he tried to check himself into a domestic violence batterer's program in New York so he could say, oh my God, I'm getting help. And why would you check yourself into a batterer's program? And this is what I mean. It was a program for people that are abusive. If you were defending yourself, why would you check yourself into a abuse program to learn to stop being abusive? And again, that was kept away from the jury, but they wouldn't have cared. Mr. Combs tried to check himself into a batterer's program in New York, and the jury never heard that. Then he got arrested. All these months later, here we are. The same drive to meet the head on, like the self-respecting businessman he is. Mark Agnifilo got mad. Your Honor, he's been a model prisoner. Has he? Because weren't you using minutes you shouldn't? Okay. There have been no issues, Your Honor. He's going to have next chapters of his life. When you're charged with racketeering, you have dark talks. When I was reading the Mia message for his birthday, I had a hard time doing it. Oh my God. Wow. People aren't ish. Defense attorneys, y'all not beating the morally bankrupt, right? Y'all not beating those morally bankrupt charges anytime soon. He then went on to bring out his orphan kids card. Your Honor, also his children are here. His two daughters, They're in the middle of the second row. They no longer have a living mother. Here, the user of prostitution services has been convicted under the Mann Act. He's acquitted of violence for sex trafficking. He wants to talk to you. So then he told the judge he wants to talk to you. Let me check. The judge said, okay, check. Miss Comey. The Comey said, Your Honor, his brazenness is almost unmatched. The suggestion that it was self-defense is insulting. She slapped him in the shoulder. He had rugs in his New York City hotel room. He invited Jane to have a freak off. The judge, right? And again, I feel like the judge during this, it seems like he was regretting letting so much stuff slide and trusting the jury to do the right thing. The judge said, Mr. Combs tried to get into the batterer's program. Y'all heard that, right? But there's more. Again, Your Honor, we could craft conditions. Would the court be open to us putting together a bail package? I'm happy to do so. The jail. This is what the judge said. The bail application is denied. We'll receive, hopefully, a joint proposal on expedited sentencing on Tuesday and a hearing at 2 p.m. Y'all. What do y'all think? Let's go. Hold on. Let's go to these. Let's go to some of these questions. Sorry, I've been neglecting y'all. Let's go straight to some of these questions. Oh my God, Will Wallace. Will Wallace said, Tisa, this trial is history and you're part of it. Any and every article or documentary telling the entire story will have to mention you in their journalistic capacity. You'll be remembered as a crusader for justice for all victims. You know what? First of all, Will, thank you so much. Thank you for that generous super chat. Thank you for that. But I want to say, y'all, it's not just me. It's y'all. I know I've read almost every comment. We have been the people that email me. I tried my best to get back to. I do not think it's just me. I think that you guys bless me and let me be your voice. But baby, it was all of us in the street. Because let me tell you something. If y'all hadn't been in the street demanding justice, they wouldn't have given a damn about what I was saying. They would have ignored it. It wasn't me that got in, it wasn't me that got in those documentaries. It was the fact that you guys demanded that your voices be heard. And I was blessed enough to be selected. And I'm not going to be arrogant. I was not the only one that was reflecting this. I was not the only voice. There are a lot of other content creators, but I'm not going to bring them up. Why? Because I don't want to get them into too much. Shout out to the surprise witness, BJ investigates. I know she bowed about it, right? I know she bowed about it. She don't mind her name being slung out there. Shout out to the surprise witness. If y'all are not following her, make sure y'all go check out her thing. But my whole point of the matter is I was blessed enough, okay, to be selected. But I was nothing but a messenger. And if you guys hadn't been in the street doing what you can and saying this is unacceptable, this never would have been heard. So I appreciate you guys saying, oh, Tisa, thank you. No, thank you guys. Because you guys made sure that the media couldn't turn away. And when Diddy's minions were out there crafting a narrative to gaslight a nation, all y'all stood up and said, oh, hell no. And the fact that the jury really failed us. Okay. But guess what? Diddy's not out. He's going to get time. The prosecutors did the best they could. Maybe California and New York will come through. And you know what? The fight continues and we press on. Because after all this, we did not come this far to come this far. And as much as the tyranny of evil people want to act like they won, we did not come this far to come this far. The work continues. The work continues. So have your laugh, have your peace, have your much delayed 5-6 year going away party, have your little key. But that's all you're going to have because the work comes forward. And let this be a lesson for any celebrity that's on that Diddy time. You've been served notice. And next time, you're not going to get away the way Diddy did. You have been served. Notice has been served. You are on borrowed time. Tick MFing tock. TikTok. Anyway, let's get back into this, you guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Let me get back into these super chats. Sorry, I've been neglecting you guys. Let's get back into the super chat. Desiree Martin said, can the prosecution appeal the case? The prosecution cannot appeal the case because he was found not guilty. If it had been a hung jury, they could have, but those jurors knew what they were doing, and they got the not guilty, so they cannot appeal the not guilty verdicts. However, if they have other charges against them, they can bring them. So can California and New York City, Desiree. Let me answer these questions. Mahican Wolf, what's up? Said you're an amazing advocate and we appreciate you. I appreciate you too. Explain this. Welcome to the family. Keep calm and crochet. I know that's right. Welcome. Abraham Roberts says that was a color purple victim blaming jury. Yes, if you know, you know. I agree, Abraham. I agree. And thank you so much. Sherry Andrews, welcome to, oh my God, thank you for the super chat. Brucey Bree, welcome to the family. And also, I'm going to shout out to Autistic Black Woman Chronicles. Welcome. You are the newest member of the Tattletales. Jessica Ace said, so proud of you for standing up for the victims that bully today. You're going to help so many. So glad you're safe. Thank you so much. I will always say safe. And baby, we will always stand up to a bully. F that, no. And we will always stand on the side of victims. Again, I don't care what you can take away from me. I don't care what you can give me. I don't care what you say. Nothing is worth integrity or selling souls. Nothing is worth turning a blind eye. Nothing. And again, I want to be clear. I think it goes beyond domestic violence. Right? That everybody's trying to act like that's nothing. Oh, that's just a little DV. Like you put a little too much salt in the spaghetti. No, it goes to the heart of there is something wrong with that man. There's something wrong with them. It wasn't the sex. It wasn't the freakiness. I believe he got off on the pain, the degradation, the humiliation, but the pain and destroying and defiling and the violence. That's what he got off on. Carol said, Cassie, yes, Cassie took your anger out on me per the usual. Exactly. When Cassie said, you took your anger out on me per your usual. Gabrielle A., thank you. Welcome. Again, Kim Porter's best friend standing up there looking dizzy, talking about some, Cassie was there when Kim was 4 months pregnant. You got more beef to a how old was Cassie? 19, 20, 25? Than the man disrespecting, humiliating, and making your friend allegedly, who knows what happened, I wasn't there, but I wouldn't be surprised, cry every night, kissing his ass for some money, to be down, to get invited to the next Diddy pat. Man, you know what one thing I will say? Everybody that is close to Diddy that's supporting him, they know who he is. They know the way he treated them. They know what he's capable of. And even though they might have thought they had to collect and whatever, because I think he's supporting everybody, right? I think he's supporting everybody. So you need that check. Everybody laughing at Jane, right? But he wasn't. I think he's paying for everyone. I think everybody's a little bit of Jane. The only question is who's doing freak-offs and who's not. But everybody was laughing at Jane. But I think he's supporting everybody, right? And y'all doing this. But that's the thing. People make their beds. You know who that mofo is. You know what he did to you. You know what he did to the woman you loved. You know the way he treats his children. You know the real Sean. Besides that, behind that love persona. And you voted for this. You wanted this. You fought for this. And now he's coming home sooner or later. Enjoy that peace you get for 5, 6 to 10 years, however long that, enjoy that peace. Because you know and I know that when he gets home, it's going to be business as usual. And you know how I know that business never served you. So, congratulations. You got what you wanted, but not what you got what you asked for, but not what you wanted. Congratulations. Chyla Too Much said, don't forget Goofy Young Miami post today. Yes. Listen, at the end of the day, everybody's rewriting history. Congratulations, young Miami. Your man is home. Let's see him embrace you, claim you, stand by your side like he did before. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Let's see his guiding hand on your career. Let's see his guiding hand on your revolt show. Let's see his guiding hand in your life, because the only thing he can guide is people straight to hell. So you got what you asked for, but not what you wanted. So now you got that good man, the one that made you feel like a woman. Now you got him, well, maybe in 5 or 6 years after you done talking to him for a few years through the prison glass, right? Now you got him back home to love you the way he was loving on you before, because he was loving on you so perfect, right? Yeah, right. See, that's the thing. I will say this. When people talk ish and make up narratives, they always forget, and this has to be a messed up feeling, that regardless of the face you present to the world, you know what's going on in your bedroom. You know what's going on in your house. You know how that mofo get. You know how that man treated Kim. You know how he treated you. You know how he treats the kids. You know all that. But put on that public face, baby. The neighbors are watching. Go on and squeeze a little closer and give us that perfect family picture. Go on. Go on. Squeeze in. Get that picture. Y'all know what he's so capable of. Y'all know what he does. Y'all know the way he is when he flips out, when his anger flips, when things when things get thrown, when y'all got to sit there and crawl and beg for money after y'all done so much for him. Y'all know. Or you going to know. In 5 to 10 years, maybe you won't know, but you're going to know. Oof. Anyway, right? Listen, Carrie Johnson said, "Oh, Tisa, you're our hero. You guys are my heroes. Stay strong, Tattletales fam. We're in this together. We're in this until the wheels come off." And I'm so honored that you guys even sit here and let me talk and let me express the righteousness and the fury and the indignation that I know we all feel, but that everybody should feel. And calling out the shame that jury should feel. The shame they should feel. Dr. Marilyn, you said the war is us versus the patriarchy. It is real, ladies, gear up. It is a thing of us versus the patriarchy, weak versus the poor. Listen. Oh, Just Cat, thank you. You said, thanks for being you. Really like the realness. Thank you, Just Cat. I appreciate that. You know, Maria, oh my God. Maria Key, thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate all of you. Celeste Coleman, thank you to Joya. Thank you again, Priscilla. Haylinger, thank you so much. Just Cat, again, you've been blessing me all day. V is for Vicky, thank you so much. Brandon Laister, no. Kathy Voga, thank you so much. Stephanie Blaze said, thanks for holding it down. Danielle Foster, thank you for the love. Angie Johnson, thank you so much. Sheila Blankenship, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so My Melody, thank you for the super chat. Joining the family, sorry. Abraham Roberts said, "I'm very insulted that people are making this a black man being attacked thing. I'm black and would never victimize anyone. It pisses me off. We can do better than that." Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It disgusts me that this is the black man. Million cases of racism, brutality, injustice, and this is the black man y'all choose. This is the black person y'all, because I'm done calling him a man, that y'all want to go around and uplift. What's not clocking to you? It's not shout out to just a bit. It's not clocking to you. It's not clocking to you. Standing on business. What's not clocking to you? Listen, what's not clocking? But Abraham, I feel you. Penny, what's up? Thank you so much for gifting a membership. Sharina Wilson said, Tisa, thank you for the amazing coverage. You're welcome. The attacks from listen. At the end of the day, baby, listen, at the end of the day, you guys, thank you so much for having my back. I know there's a lot of people. I don't care. Let those losers be in Loserville. Let them go, because at the end of the day, I guess it's easier to literally, for 7 weeks, make me the story instead of focusing on the actual story. Because why? Because then you would have to explain Cassie fleeing a freak off. You'd have to explain what was actually going on in court. But whatever, to each their own. Baby, we are good over here and we are happy. And you guys, let me just tell you, when I say the work goes on, we move forward, that is not anything in defeat. It is not bowing our heads in shame or in silence or in sadness. F those devils. We get happier. We live our lives fuller. And when we see an injustice, we rally even harder and we demand justice even louder. That's what we do. F those devils. They literally think by acting a fool, whose joy did you steal? Baby, they didn't steal our joy. And by our, I mean us. This is what you do. You rally. It's go time. Laugh louder. Go have a good dinner. Love on your man and woman, or they, them, and their, whatever you prefer. I do not know. Love on your partner. If you don't have one on, go get dressed up and flirt and find you one. If you don't want one, go to a party class. Go do something to give you joy, because guess what? Life goes on. Our joy goes on. And like Cassie and every other survivor that had the bravery to get on that stand and share the most humiliating, degrading parts of their lives and become jokes in order to hope for a brighter future for the rest of us and the youngins. Shout out to them, because guess what they're doing? They are living in joy. They're living in joy. They're living in joy while derelicts and heathens and herelicts are literally spraying baby oil on themselves in a courtyard in celebration. This is what you're doing in celebration. You're celebrating, jumping up and down while you like being degraded publicly. Oh my God. I never said so much. Where are their parents? Where are their parents? And if they don't have one, can we get some foster kids? Can we get some foster parents to get them right now? Listen, Sophia Adams, thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate y'all merrily and greatly. Tasha Kelly, thank you so much. But no, Brandon, no. Latoya, maybe. Okay. Listen. Sophia Adams, thank you so much. Bonnie Grazo Castillo, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys. Let's get back into this. Again, don't let these fools steal the joy. Everybody's like, Teaser, you okay? Baby, I am chilling. I am loved up. I am prayed up. Yes, my heart is heavy, but you know what? Thank God, God has also blessed us with joy, because hearts are heavy, but hearts are also full. And that's, I think, where Diddy's real anger came from. There was an emptiness in him that money, success, accolades, clapping, nothing could feel it. And that rage that comes, that you will never feel whole. You will never feel love. If you're religious, you will never feel the Lord's love. If you're not religious, you will never feel love, that's light that everybody hopes for. The reason that you will never truly feel that. And I can see why knowing that you will never feel that will fill you with a type of anger and rage that you can't control. Because even though you have every trapping in the world, joy, happiness, feeling, connection, humanity, you're never going to be able to feel it. You can't. That sun can never shine on you. That black hole can never be filled. And the people around him that are protecting, you're going to be sucked into that black hole. You're probably already sucked into the black hole. Probably this is the most peace you've actually ever had, because he hasn't been home with his ways. I'm just saying. He hasn't been home. It's been heartache. You've been sad because you're like, what's going to happen? Where's the money going to go? But hasn't it been peaceful? That fool's not at home acting up, ego tripping, lifting his hand, saying ignorant things, mentally cutting down people, standing in people's way. I know it feels good. I don't know. Are they really happy he's coming home? I don't know. Brenda B, welcome to the family. Gabriella A, thank you for the super chat. This is your first one. Let's celebrate. Chosen One said, your haters watching your super chats and our support. I love that for them. We all know who the real informant is, and it's Okay, excuse me, Chosen One. Thank you. Diddy comes from a bloodline of snitches. Diddy comes from a bloodline of snitches. A bloodline of snitches. And they got the nerve to say, because I'm reading court documents and I'm coming in there and I'm new media, that I'm an FBI plant, I'm a prosecutor. Y'all so stupid. Y'all don't even know the way the MF and government go. Let me tell y'all something. And you know what it is? People's guilt always shows. Y'all think I'm an MF and plant because y'all are taking the Diddy payoff. I hate to break it to you, but the United States government does not need my little humble YouTube channel to get their stuff across to the U.S. government. They have CNN, they have this, they have that. But even then, the fact that people would be so dumb to believe that, just dumb. And the fact that people, I'm not going to take shots. I do want to say one thing. No. Okay, God. All right, I will stop. But let me tell you something. I think some people are jealous of the fact that you know what? Never mind. Because I think some people were jealous they didn't have press passes. Because even though you pretend to be press, you're not really. And you're mad, wondering how my integrity and my hard work and my hustle and my ambition and my hard MFing work and the way I showed up every day and was in that courtroom. I wasn't playing in the courtyard. I wasn't sitting there using this as like a reunion. And again, no shade if anybody was, but shade to the people thing. And the fact that I showed up every day and my hustle and my grind and I woke up and I went to sleep and I did everything and I hustled and grind. And the fact that it paid off for me and the fact that blessings came, y'all mad. You're mad. But ask yourself, it's not my fault. It's not my fault you're pretending to be press and you can't get a press pass. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. Anyway, Sheena, welcome to the Title Souls family. Okay, fine. God always tells me to move on. I'm going to stop being petty and just move on, okay? Halen Hill, welcome to the Title Souls family. Meat Grinder said, great job. Forget those haters. Baby, forget those haters. Listen, I just like to talk shit and I like to be right. I do. My man will tell you, it is my fatal flaw, right? Because he likes to be right too. So, when we bump heads, right? The whole point of the matter is, though, I ain't thinking about them, baby. We will live joyously. Diddy's bail got denied. How about that, apples? Now, clock that tea. Coming home, this and that. Oh, we gonna see that ninja sitting in jail. Hopefully, Judge Aaron gives him the full 20. It's aggravated. Judge Aaron is heated. And when he finally does come home, after maybe 5 to 20 years, when he finally does come home, I pray that he's repented. But I don't think that black hole is ever going to be filled. Ever. But you'll have all the jail to find out. Okay, let me stop. Dr. Flores, welcome to the family. Trina said, I'm so proud of you. Thank you. You deserve all the amazing opportunities that you've been coming your way, and that will continue in the future. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you being a member, Trina, for 15 months. My daddy always says, and my mommy too, hard work always pays off. Hard work always pays off. You know what the funny thing is? Oh, who said that? Who said that? Hold on really quick. Let me just do, Jamie said, F those people. She also has some notes. Listen, she said, it's going to take time for Diddy. Chris Brown had one female. Diddy has a list of victims. It's going to take a while for white people to pay him to go do something again. And by white people, we mean mainstream media. Okay? He can go out of the country and build only in the countries that will let him in, like Dubai, like places like Dubai are against abuse. Again, they can, but as an American, no, you're not going to be that. It will take him a minute to bounce back. Chris Brown was able to bounce back with talent, and Diddy has no talent. And then they're saying that, listen, the Punisher is saying, he's basically saying his experience was different. He wasn't saying that because you saw Cassie get beat to a pulp. But him acting like he didn't see the other evidence is crazy. He's only answering for his experience and, in my opinion, trying to separate himself from the rest because he would have to admit he was really getting paid for smecks and not to dance. He tried to make him effing go sleeping and isolated one-off that only happened in what world and situation at what time between them. Okay, keep it cute, carry on, and F those people. Thank you so much. I will say one thing, right? I will say one thing. The Punisher said, I think he's the one that didn't praise the freezer meat, said that he saw Diddy beat Cassie so bad for no reason that he couldn't even get hard. So again, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, sir? Again, these people disgust me. Disgust me. Ooh, listen. Oh, thank you. Oh. Listen, here's the thing. Where are we at? Where are we at? My mommy texted me. Oh. Oh, thank you. My mommy texted me. She said, you're so gifted, talented, anointed. You started a movement for righteous warriors, for divine justice across the globe. You've identified the debaucheries of institutions. You speak righteous indignations to the universe. Indignation for victims of evil and debauchery and injustice. Oh, my mommy, you definitely won. You definitely won, okay? You stand with the people, your people, righteous minds, hearts, and souls. There's always polarity on this earth, good and evil. You showed that you are for the goodness of children, women, children, men, women, plants, nature, etc. I am. The divine universe hears you. Mother Nature will get retribution on evil entities and balance it all. That's my mommy. She just sent me that message. She said, congratulations, you have confronted an experience with dignity and righteous indignation. Be proud of yourself. We love you. Sending divine protection and love to you. You have the divine powers within you. This too shall pass, and this experience will grow into something that will be more beautiful than anybody could ever know. Oh, thank you guys. My mommy texted me that. And by my mommy, my daddy, because they usually sit right next to each other. Thank you, mommy. My mom just texted that. Thank you, mommy. Thank you, mommy. Okay, let's get back into this. Frenzoni, thank you for the super chat. Also, 2Honeybee said, shame on all the jurors. Can't believe they think treating others the way Diddy did was right. Exactly. Lisa said they are digmatized, even though it's a Tootsie Roll. Baby, they are money-nized. Elaine Nicaron said, no freak-offs equals no gigs for the Mex workers. Exactly. They want to be back to being passed around. Lady Kiki said, you're amazing as a survivor. Thank you. You deserve, oh, thank you, Lady Kiki. Dr. Marilyn, you said, jury did the strange thing for, yes, the jury did something strange for a little piece of change. I don't know about that, but something's odd, but I trust the prosecution to get to the bottom of it. Glinda the Good Witch, welcome to the Tattletales family. Frenzoni, welcome to the family. Adwerafo, welcome to the family. And Maria Arsalanian, welcome to the family. And To Be Honey, welcome to the family. Smiles said, Psalms 94, T said, the Lord will avenge the victims. I just pray it's justice on earth so that these monsters have a chance to repent and be saved. Smiles from your lips to God's ears. Chyla Too Much said, please, she's the exact friend you don't need. Exactly. Alexandria said, as a survivor, thank you. I've spent the day crying because of all the victim blaming and people saying this was right by the law. No, it wasn't. Thank you for speaking up on this and speaking up for the victims. Shame on the jury. Let me tell you something. This wasn't right by the law. And anybody that tells you it was is a liar. You have 2 acts with man, right, that are under the RICO, okay? You also have him dead to rights on the drug distribution. You can argue arson. You can argue this. Baby, you cannot argue on that drug distribution. So where is the MF and RICO? You saw Cassie fleeing a freak off. That was one instance when she didn't want to. That was sex trafficking. It was by the definition. They didn't want to convict him. They didn't want to, and they didn't. And they didn't follow the law. And the judge is pissed. Seems like he's pissed. Everybody's pissed. But you know what? Baby, listen, God is still good all the time. Like mommy said, just cat. Yes. Mrs. Tell said it perfect. How sweet. Just cat, thank you. Just cat, thank you so much. But like my mommy said, baby, this is something. Mother Nature has a way of rebalancing everything. And the universe gets its retribution. Mommy was so right. Lady Kiki said, like Wendy used to say, Tisa is a friend in my head. Now, I'm a friend in real life, Lady Kiki. Oh, also, I want to give a shout out to Vanya, to Miss Darla Miles. And also, I want to give a shout out to Arsenio up in ABC News Live. Chris up in ABC News Live. I'm going to give a shout out to Bernarda Bryan from Burden of Proof. I also want to give a shout out to Shanna, and I want to Arsenio. Oh, and also I want to give a shout out to the best makeup and hair, Derek on the 1s and 2s for hair, and Marie. If y'all want her contact info or any of their contact info, let me know. I'll share it with you. She literally beat my face to the ground. Look at this eye. Look at cold and discerning, but fun and playful. But innocent and sultry. She beat my face to a pulp. Thank you so much, Marie, always and truly. Joy Angel, thank you so much for the super chat. Hold on, I'm gonna get to this. Hold on. One second. Okay. I'm going to get to that. Sorry, Mama. Mama Tells, giving me more upbeat. You know what? That is the thing with parents. No matter how much you fuss with them, my mom and dad, because I'm opinionated. So I was not the easiest daughter to raise, right? But it's always great that your parents always know the right thing to say and always know where to guide you, I want to give a shout out to my parents for actually making me into the person that I am, I want to give you guys a shout out for making me into the person I actually am. I love you guys. I love you, Mommy. And I love you, Dad. Love you guys both. Joy Angel said, I wonder if he beat J-Lo or made her do freak-offs. I don't know. That would be a good question. Also, Angel Lim said, Kim's BFF is dodgy. No support for Kim, who was a victim of Diddy. She also denied Kim was writing a book. Dodgy. She's full of it. She's with Diddy. LVL, thank you for being a member for 8 months. You said, girl, you need merch that says, listen, Linda. Carolyn, also Monique Wise, welcome to the family. Carolyn Herrera said, karma doesn't discriminate. It'll attack your family, their livelihood. Just because you're not punished directly doesn't mean it won't get your loved ones to get to you. Don't say you weren't warned. Baby, Diddy is still alive. Karma, you don't need to go through any of those kids. That mofo was right there sitting in cell block 4 of MDC. Mad because he thought he was going home. Jupiter said, I hope my daughter grows up to be strong and courageous like you, Tisa. Jupiter, your daughter is already strong and courageous. She is going to grow up to be a light that actually changes the world. Shout out to you and your daughter. Frenzoni said, love you, Tisa. I'm so proud of you. You were on Nancy Grace. Yes, I was. Great grandma said, money isn't the root of all evil. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil. Good point. Good point. Good point. Maureen DeVore said, thank you, beautiful, for all you do. I was upset with the verdict. People don't understand trauma. God bless you. I will say one thing. They don't understand trauma. But you know what? Shout out to Judge Aaron for putting a kibosh on this. Yay, Diddy coming home. It's the freak out party. Literally jumping around in underwear, getting baby oil sprayed on you. They ain't seeing heaven. The whole point, they just lost ones. Literally, I was like, you know what I thought? When I was like, I wasn't there because I was being attacked other places, right? I wasn't there. Oh, speaking of, you know, one weird thing that happened in court. I just want to talk about this, all right? Because why we into the witchy hour? There was a point when Diddy was like, I want you guys to join in prayer. And they all at the same time was like, whoosh, and put their heads down. And I was like, that's a little culty. And I was talking to BJ Investigates, and she was like, I know I see a spell when it's being cast. And I was like, what? And she was like, he was maybe casting a spell. There is spirit, you know, her Louisiana. She was like, her son, she was like, he was casting a spell. There's dark forces, because she's like Louisiana Creole. She was like, there was dark forces about. So again, it got me thinking when he said, let's pray in the court. And they all were at the same time, whoosh. And then they did applause. What? Okay, fine. I'll stop. Some people don't believe in spells, but I don't know. It was weird. Angela Pietro said the jury felt like they didn't have any skin in the game, so they basically said, F it. They just wanted to go home and suck on their binkies. Fan for life. Thank you, Angela Pietro, baby. Meek Grinder, welcome to the family. Angela. Kimberly, most men said, at the end of the day, I feel it's just a major step backwards for women and SA for our. No, it's not. It's not, because let me tell you something. It's not, because it showed what social media can do. In the same way they can use media to crash their narratives, we can use media to create a safe space and demand people get held accountable. And also, Diddy is a learning thing. From now on, text your abuser everything you're feeling. You can always delete it later. Text them everything you're feeling. Take notes. Take more video. Chronicle everything. Diddy, to me, was a learning lesson on if you're being abused. If you're being abused and you're not ready to leave, chronicle every little bit. Tell them in text, I don't want to do this. I don't feel comfortable. If you don't want to do it, put it in the notes. Make sure that there is a paper trail. Take pictures. Save screenshots. Send yourself the photo screenshots and save them in iCloud. Send them to your friends. Get a burner phone and send them to your burner phone. So there will always be a record. Diddy was a learning experience. The way some people, you gotta rub it in their face and rip their masks off to force them to acknowledge you. Do it next time. It was a learning thing. Anybody, God forbid, I'm praying for you. The light is there. If you are in an abusive relationship or you know someone abusive, mental, physical, whatever, chronicle everything and tell them how you feel in every single text of mine. Don't walk around the feelings. Don't try to find something. Don't try to beg them that they finally see you for who you are and will start respecting you as an individual and a human being. F that. Write it in a text message. Let them know. Yesterday when you did A, B, and C, get gory with it. Yesterday when you cracked my head open because I came home 5 minutes late, you made me feel like this, that, and the third. Let them know. All they're going to do is keep acting like they are. Let them know. Let them know. Create a paper trail. Protect yourself. Because anytime you think, is this going to go too far? I don't know. Think about the Diddy 12 that sat there and heard everything Cassie said and saw the video and heard everything everything. And they looked through hundreds of text messages so they could find text messages being like, no, right here, you said you love them. Let this be a lesson to you. Let this be a lesson. Tell that ninja how you feel. And if you're a man, tell that woman how you feel and write it out in text. Write it out in text. And why their ego is so big and they laugh in your face saying, so what? I don't care. Yeah, but when the time, write it in text. Write it in text. Don't hold anything back. Don't hold it back. B Dizzle said, I remember Big Gene telling a story. He was told that Diddy beat some girl so bad she ran and hid under the car. That's terrible. I heard that story too. Millie Madrid, thank you so much for the super chat. Chantel Renee said, proud of you, Tisa. Keep going. We rock with you. Thank you. Teray Simmons, thank you so much. Mitchie Music said, tiny token for support. Thank you so much. Aw, stay safe. I saw all the aggression and backstabbing by everyone who stood by you on camera. Man, listen, you guys, thanks for having my back. But F those people. F the Judas. Even Jesus had a hater. F the Judas. Listen, there's going to be Judas around anything. All you can do is live authentically and honestly and try to bring joy and have joy in your life. I'm not surprised with the Judas. I'm not surprised. After what I saw in that jury, nothing surprises me. But you guys, thank you so much for always having my back. But F them. Literally, we don't, as a matter of fact, going back to the normal thing, we don't talk about anybody else on this channel because on this channel, we have things to talk about. On this channel, we have things to do. On this channel, right? We can mind the business that pays us. Anyway, Lynn Gold, Tori, thank you so much for the super chat. But also thank you so much, Mitchie Music, for having my back. Robust Dragonfly Pryor, thank you so much. Tara Grant said, how the jury didn't see the trauma bond from not only the SMEX victims and his staff after the physical and mental abuse, sending nice texts to him. Because they didn't want to. Listen, just said motion to set aside. I don't think you can... I have to check on that. That's a good one. I don't think they have a way around this. I don't think you can set aside a not guilty. But you know what? We're going to have to check. Authentic said, I heard Timberland had his own case going on at that court. He said out of his mouth that he was, oh, okay. Listen, Authentic said that Timberland had his own case going on at that court and that he wasn't there for Diddy. Okay, you guys, I apologize to Timberland. I assumed he was there for Diddy. I was wrong. Timberland apparently had his own case going on and he wasn't there for Diddy. Thank God, because I really love Timberland and Missy Elliott. Okay, good. I can put their music back in rotation. Thank God. Oh, okay. Nadifa Vanti, thank you so much. Speak Sister and Little Wicked One. Welcome to the family. CBK said, yes, the jury got it wrong. The judge will probably give him the full 20 years to make it all right. Let's hope. Michelle Peterson said, God got this. Keep up the faith. We all weep what we sow. And God got this. Hot Mess Summer said, I'm a survivor of, this. You stand with survivors. Thank you, Hot Mess Summer. And thank you for standing with survivors. CBK, we got what you meant. Beyond Outside. What are the names of all this stuff? Hold on. Beyond Outside the Box. There we go. And also, what is Hot Mess Summer's full name? Oh, it is Hot Mess Summer. I like that. Hot summer. Said people are sick and Earth is ghetto. Thanks for all that you do, Tisa. Wait, Mel Kitty Cat. What do you call Mel Kitty Cat? Not the kitty cat, but the woody cat? Like, what do you call that? The woody cat? Melissa Buta said, Tisa, you know about the agnifilial tie to Ben Masalas. Mark's wife, Karen, works for him. They're all in it for Diddy. Every single one of them. They got him off, so it was money well spent. Or spells well set. Blood money, blood oath, okay, let me stop. Bless y'all said, Tisa Lil says, we want everything happen for a reason. Now we see a snake and a fake. Exactly. Abraham Robert said, some of these people wouldn't even care if it were their family. They have essayed their own siblings, children, nieces, and nephews as awful. I think you're right. Antigonia Hart said, praying that Judge Aaron sentences Diddy to many years. I also agreed with your comments on ABC Live today. It is sad that Kim Porter's children are victims of a depraved man as well. Thank you so much. Nandifia Vanti said, this is sickening and so sad for the women. So what are you saying? If you're in a relationship, it's okay for your partner to treat you this way? That's exactly what they said. And I hope the jurors, as they were like, but we did the right thing and we don't care. I hope they felt so stupid leaving out the side and seeing all the depravity outside the courtroom and knowing that your decision sent the message that it was okay. Anyway, let's get back. Mother3 said, do you think the jury could have been paid off? Honestly, I don't know. I do know this. I think that if there's any impropriety at all, the prosecution will get down on it. If there's any impropriety, the prosecution will get down to it. Okay, so, but again, I don't think they had to be paid. I think they wanted to do it willingly. Okay, Ronnie Jack said, thank you for your courage and integrity. The jury didn't follow the law. Sorry for abuse you suffered from idiots. Sad for our country and the lack of morality and compassion for neighbors is disgusting. Listen, it's all in a day's work. I am fine, y'all. I am truly fine, but, yeah. Also, Florcy LaBelle. Wait, hold on. One second. Okay, so Florcy LaBelle said, hey, beautiful. Oh, thank you. You're a godsend to us. I'm sure the victims in the case and every other ones are grateful for you and the rest, using your voice on their behalf. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. But I would do this even if I only had two of y'all listen to me or one, and one of them was my man. I stand on business and I will always stand with the survivors. I'm a Leo said, this is why people should just shut up when victims go to the civil route. That jury was tainted and basically victim shamed. Exactly. This is why victims go the civil route. I don't want to hear anybody else say, oh, well, why did you get to? No. Get that money. Let's be honest, at Tisa, you're protective. Protected the victims, juries did. Yeah, exactly. Listen, I protected the victims. The jury, not so much. They did what they wanted to do. Alex M said, listen, Alex M said, I'm really proud of what you did. The prosecution put together an all-star case. Just accept the fact that Diddy is wrong. The prosecution, the defense beat the feds by withholding evidence. Thank you so much, Alex. Oh my God, Alex, thank you so much. I appreciate that kind message. Monica Tortora said, hey, Tisa, do you think that the feds are going to continue watching him? I hope so. Thank you for all the great content and all the time you put in for us. I think the state is going to have to pick it up because I think if they do start watching him now, it will be counted as harassment and targeting. Do you know what I'm saying? LP322, welcome to the family. Asan82 said, your moral compass is so strong. I've enjoyed watching you. Thank you. And Taking Future Incorporated. AC said, here's $5 for your support. Abraham said, Diddy is a fake God with low friends in high places, but the true God sits high and looks low. He will pay. That's right. Victoria said, and my man. Thank you to my man. Dr. Marilyn, you said, women are the first and main ones fighting for justice. Cassie spoke up first. The males watch. Did they claim to be the protectors? Clowns. Protectors of misogyny and degeneracy only. Grotesque behavior. And clock this. Even now, the men that support Diddy were still hiding in the corner like they were watching a freak off. And now that they think the coast is clear, now they coming out giving support. Man, shut up. Let's go home, and thank you so much for the super chat. Keita Burns, thank you for the super chat. Let's celebrate. It's both of your first super chats. Lady Eagle said, you are amazing. Oh, thank you, Darla. What's up, Darla Miles? If anybody knows Darla, tell them I'm about to call her, so don't go to sleep yet. Will Wallace, again, thank you for your generous super chat. Rancha Mancha said, just subscribes. I think you did a great job with keeping us updated. Thanks, and stay safe. By the way, I gotta always have a Yana. Rancha Mancha says thank you, Yana. Nanya New York Business said, Gen XF from New York. Okay. You're a Gen X female from New York. In my opinion, he is guilty on all charges. I heard the Dusties were throwing baby oil at each other after the verdict. A bunch of nasties. Listen. 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 Anyway, girl, exactly. Ha ha. Let's laugh at them. Lol. Losers. Band of losers and idiot. Rancha Mancha. Is it ranch in ranch in Hamanch? I think that's what it is. Breezy. Breezy said, I hope he's retired and they bring in KK and D-Rock. If they can't say Rico, then something isn't right. Thank you, Tisa, for being the voice. Goddard's victims of SAD. Thank you so much. You know I always have your back. Will Wallace said, ladies, I have a daughter. If he cracks you in the head, no text. Call the police. Exactly. Take it from Will. If you have a daughter or son, because abuse happens to everyone, but most for women, right? If somebody touches you, don't text. Don't call your brothers. Don't call your son. Go to the police. Put them under the jail. Again, Diddy was a learning. They're not playing with us. Stop playing with them. Put them under the jail. Send those messages. Collect your evidence. Get that stuff. So when the time is right and you're ready to relieve, boom, you can get them out of there in one seat. Literally, and be laughing while you live your life while they under the county jail. BB said, how did the jury look past the $20,000 extortion of Cassie's mama? What did they think that was? A dowry? Okay. Anyway, protect your heart and be proud of yourself. BB, thank you so much. And I am proud of us. I am proud of us. Hold on. Let me get to the last few things. Oh my God. Miss Tisha Ray, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for the super chat. I agree with you. We're almost to the end of these questions. Let me just get to a few more. And then we can go. Hold on. Listen. Oh, Abraham said, hi, I know Tisa don't need my few dollars. New York is expensive. I thank you guys. But I was raised by a courageous Black woman who was a victim who overcame. I know that's right. I think I will always support y'all any way I can. Stay strong. Abraham, thank you so much. And shout out to your mom for being the illest and realest and surviving insurmountable odds to actually raise such a fine, outstanding man. And family, I'm sure you got siblings and family. BB Chills at Tisa, thank you for being you. Love you. And BJ, you're my girls. God bless us abundantly. Savage Sash said, women across the world felt this punch in their gut. We've been feeling a lot of punches lately. A lot of punches. Terrence Hill TV said, Diddy said he thinks the judge is doing a fine job. He did, but the judge said, great. Well, then you're going to love this next one. Stay in jail. Aisha Levelet. Aisha Levelet Gambrel said, I'm disappointed in the verdict. I thought that the prosecutors proved their case. I pray that the judge sentenced them to the max. Thank you for all your dedication and honesty. We love and support you. You know what? That's so true. Even Diddy's PR people were walking out proud as can be. Wouldn't even cut me a dirty look. Baby, I hope that money was worth it. Doing the devil's work. I hope he don't get 20 years. I hope it was worth it. And I get it. Everybody's doing a job. And they thought they won. But at the end of the day, what did you actually do? I hope. What did you actually do? What did you actually do? Oh, thank you, Just Cat. You said thank you. I'm just what people need. What is going on? Listen, listen. Here's the thing. Okay. Okay, Darla said she's gonna call me in the morning. All right, girl. All right, all right. Annie Walker said, will Diddy's prior conviction be factored into the sentencing by the judge? I don't think he had a prior conviction. Did he? I think he doesn't have a criminal thing because he got acquitted from that thing with Shine. Ronnie Jack said, thanks to your boo for being a real man and protector, not like the Tootsie Roll. Thank you for your passion. It helps so many of us who feel sick over this too. He got the jury to see. Yeah, he did. He did get the jury to see his thing. Cindy Miller said, I'm so proud of you. DV and SA survivor here. You feel so let down by the jury. I do too, but listen, it's a learning lesson because we get faster. We get stronger. So good. Sometimes you need this to like actually realize this isn't a game and we're not around people that want to see the best for us. You know, there's a lot of abusers out in this world. The Queen Lotus said, thank you for all your hard work. Yolanda B said, to all the condoning fans, Diddy still ain't gone. Thank you, Yolanda B. Not my finest hour, but it needs to be said. Nunya New York Business, thank you. Monica Totaro said, Tisa, I don't know how I found you, but I thank God I did. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you. Troy Carter said, good job standing up for yourself, and thank you for being the voice of all of us. Thank you so much, you guys. Stacey said, I wonder if the guns were scratched serial numbers is linked to the unresolved living. Exactly. Karen Rogers, thank you so much for the super chat. And I wonder if it is those sawed-off guns, honestly. Sandy, welcome to the family. Sandra, been a member for 4 months, said, you poured your heart into this as a survivor. I am not surprised, and that's the sad thing. What did somebody say? I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. Terrence Hill TV said, Gene Deal said, Diddy is a Fed. Exactly. Anyway, Carol G said, I'm glad I'm part of this community. Thank you for being such a strong voice for justice. May God continue to bless and protect you. Katie Ivy, thank you for sending 5 memberships. Diana Cole said, Tisa, you give us someone to look up to. You inspire me to be bold and out loud just like you. Thank you so much, Diane. Oh, Raynard's Life Thoughts. Thanks for the deleted comment. William Livingston said, what happened to the blackmailing of Cassie parents? The jury had forgotten about the $20,000. They didn't care. Listen, so a Savage Sausage, you can escape jail, but not hell. DJ Torch and Friends said, oh, thank you. Said, I'm glad you're okay, Tisa. I'm always okay, but thank you, you guys. Great grandma Annan said, Tisa and all. Wait, what? Saving 6, put on the full armor of God. I know that's right. Goddess Stone said, proud of you, Tisa. Tell them all to go blank Diddy's D. Keep climbing that success ladder. Lisa Saruga said, my perp identified 35 years after the crime walked. 97.2% of perps walk. Since my cold case closed, I advocate on Capitol Hill. Join my fight, Tisa. Lisa, please reach out to me via email. I would love to actually join your fight. Please reach out to me on email and let me know how I can be a part of it. DJ Torch and Friends Live Empower Network, thank you for joining. Rosh in Mahayash. Thank you so much for the super chat, Rosh. Me, Jay said, keep your eye on the prize. Says no crabs in a bucket mentality over here. You're a triple threat. Oh, thank you. Exactly. They'll be all right. Man, F those haters. I ain't thinking about them. Much love, except to laugh. I have to laugh. Aaron Long, thank you so much. Right? Brenda C. said, I served as a grand juror. We had a case where a mother unalived her son with a hammer, 3 knives, scissors. We had 1 holdout. Idiots can be jurors. This is so true. TT said, hi, Tisa, did you hear? Christian dropped an EP today, and it has Kanye's name on every track, and Northwest is on it too. He says, F the victims in one of the songs. Diddy Jr., thanks for keeping it. Listen. God. Molly Wappa said, appreciate you for putting your life on the line for the truth. Damn if I did. It felt like that today. Yo, today was a key. I literally had to start laughing. Today was a key. I choose Joy Carletta said, you showed up for the victims. Cute and put together every day. I'm warrior and 10 toes down. Deal with those. Those raggedy demons were hot. Abraham Roberts, thank you so much, said, Tisa, I never even heard of these weirdo boys who are messing with you. They aren't even mad at you. Listen, they aren't even mad at you. They need your name for views. Listen, at the end of the day, Aaron Long, thank you. For the money, Adwarafo said the nature of his criminal actions allow for sentencing enhancements. He will likely get 14 years. He's 56 to 70 upon release. Diddy will die in prison. Listen, Adwarafo. Listen, from your lips to God ears, he gets 14 years. Sleepy, thank you for being a member. You said pop your ish. Abby Sports, oh my gosh. Abby Sports, I want to thank you. Abby Sports Picks and Analysis said, sorry to hear what happened to you today. Hope you keep your head up and stay strong. Baby, the head is always up. It was really looking at crazy people. Again, 2 armed guards, 1 in the corner. I was very, very protected, but they still didn't care. They were like wolves, like, I don't know. Noma and Laura Wolford, thank you for the super chat. These are your first super chats on the live stream. Also, Mandy Miller, thank you so much. Peaceful and blessed. Peaceful and blessed. I want to thank you as well. Satisa, you're an earth angel. Thank you. Will Wallace, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Y'all make sure y'all thank Will. Miss Gemini said, congrats on the job well done, TT. Your coverage has been elite. Thank you. Nancy Latin Gray said, great job throughout the entire trial. You're so fresh and honest and you have such style. Thank you. We'll be with you forever. Thank you, guys. Jinjin said, I got my t-shirt. Yes, you're still weird. I'm going to wear mine too. Oh my God, Miss B and A New Health, thank you so much for the super chat. Joy Miller said, you were there, we were there with you in spirit. Exactly, in spirit. I was even braving, what do you call them? The mosquitoes, all that stuff. Donna Robinson, welcome to the family. Verdant Visionary said, talk your ish, Tisa. You deserve your flowers. Thank you for all your hard work. We love you. Thank you. Listen, this verdict does feel like a movie, Helena Hubbard. Just hope one said, I'm so proud of you. My prayers are always with you. And my prayers are with you, Mama. Thank you. Sass Bridges said, your mama is spot on. We all love you and we're so proud of how you stood up for victims of righteousness. Keep shining bright. God will take care of the demons. Exactly. Sherry Anderson, thank you for the super chat. Oshfish 2 said, maybe juror 25 was the one making sense now. Wait, we were talking so much trash about juror number 25. Maybe he was the one making sense. I actually do want the jurors to actually talk about, right? Oh, Jess Cat said she hopes I get some well-deserved rest, sweet dreams. I know y'all be telling me every day I need to get some sleep, but I am going to get some sleep tonight. Breezy, thank you for joining with the membership. Maybe juror 25 was the one making sense. Boss Lady, actually, let me make a note of that. I'm going to go investigate that. Maybe it actually was. They were the one making sense. Huh. Yeah, maybe. Boss Lady, thank you so much. No, let me make a note of that. I want to look into that because it might be they were the ones actually making sense. Hold on, y'all. Maybe they were the ones making sense. Let me make a note. Juror 25. All that time, maybe juror number 25 was the unsung hero. Noma said he should have recited Psalms 130 instead of 11. I know that's right. Also, Michelle, I have to look up what is Psalms. Michelle McMillan, welcome to the Tattles family. Trixie Box said, Tisa, you've done an amazing job covering the investigation and trial. Your grasp of legal concepts is commendable and your delivery is remarkable. Thank you. Also, Patty Fucci said, how will this verdict impact the civil cases? Thank you so much for a great job every day. I don't know. I'm going to make a note of that. How will this impact civil? I have to look at all the new civil cases that came before I actually answer that. But I'll go on live tomorrow and answer that for you. 100% Patty. And also, okay, here we go. BB, thank you so much again. JG said your everything made this day a little less sad for me. Oh, thank you. And little Jean said, Tisa, you worked so hard during this trial. Great job. Diddy will go down eventually. He can't stop, won't stop. He will be in court again. Stay safe. Thank you. Will Wallace also said, thank you again, Will. Don't forget, he said he has a daughter. If he cracks in your head, don't text him, don't talk, run to the police. Giselle Unfiltered said you did an amazing job as an SA survivor. Thank you for always standing up for victims. Thank you. Chosen One, thank you so much for the joining the family. Welcome to the family. Jay Carity, thank you for the super chat. Aunt Didi said, as a survivor, I was shocked. And for you being attacked, disgusting. I was on a Fed trial, but it was more women. I turned 60 on March 17th and remember like yesterday as a child of the years of abuse. I'm so sorry I had to go through that, Auntie Didi, but I'm glad that, listen, brighter days are coming. Brighter days are here. Can't let what this jury's ignorance did stop us from the fact of, at the end of the day, he is going to be held accountable and he is going to go to jail. Oak 69 said the girl Diddy beat so bad that she ran up under a car to hide from him was allegedly, well, the streets are saying it was, one of his baby's mom, his first baby's mom. Jean Dill told us that. Keenwork Screen said, Tisa, love all that you do to bring us the truth. Angie B always said, you're a godsend and please continue to deliver news to us daily. Of course. You guys, I do funny stuff too. Don't worry. We'll be there. Cozy Joe, thanks for being a member for 10 months. Cozy Joe said, I'm so happy and blessed I found you as I've needed you in my life every day. Tisa, all my love, protection, strength, and positivity to you also. Oh, Cozy Joe, thank you. The same way, Mama. And Lori, a.k.a. Lolo, what's up, Lolo, said, stay strong, Tisa. You're amazing. We appreciate all you do. Please hit the like button for us. Thank y'all so much. You know, I know a lot of people said that, I got too emotionally involved in this case. I don't think so at all. This is a case that you need your emotions in. I'm sick of people talking about, oh, you have to play it cool. Oh, you're being biased. I said what the other side said, and I thought it was some bullshit. Bias is when you don't even talk. I'm just opinionated. I do say I want to bring back people actually caring about cases, people having dogs in the fight, and people going all in to protect what they believe. That's the problem. The wrong people are going all in fighting to protect what they believe, baby. We need to get that and start protecting everything we believe. Athanasimus Rose 22 said, interesting. Check it out in your spare time. Angel Kisses Oracle about you. Okay, I definitely will. Cindy Sin said, thank you for everything. Awesome coverage. And also, I could do that, but baby, I started off in YouTube doing tarot. I know how to do tarot. Please. And no, it is not the devil, but I know how to do tarot. So I'm going to do my own tarot. Thank you. I like doing my own stuff. CC Dollar said, right, shut up and sit down. Also, Ada Gio said, you're amazing, Tisa. Thank you. Thank you for standing up for victims always. Crystal Hayes, thank you. Hey, Natalie said, are you sure the jury wasn't selected from the Sandals Resort for older pervs and angry incels and male-identified women? Oh, my God. Jarquisa's Kingdom said, hi, Tisa. John 16:8, the jury couldn't reach a unanimous decision on the RICO charge, which is why he was only convicted on the lesser charges. Stay safe. That's not true. They said not guilty. They released an anonymous decision, and that decision was not guilty. They released an anonymous decision, and that decision was not guilty. Okay. Bonnie Castillo, thank you so much. Latoya Moore said Diddy didn't win. He's a man without a country. No one with a reputation to protect him will work with him. They'll get the side eye if they do. Half the entertainment industry don't have any morals or reputation, so who cares? And all they can do is flash their Birkin bags and whatever else to get other groupies, the same ones that are outside the Diddy court, to support them. Anyway, Monica Campbell, thank you so much for the super chat. We're going to celebrate your first live. Jam West, welcome to the family. Oh, Tyrone Black. Hello, Oh, Tyrone, Blackburn attorney, Esquire, said, love you, T. Said, you're a class act. Sherry Reddy said, Diddy is D-list. Love you. Sleep well. Yeah, sleep well, sweetie. Christian Baumer said, your integrity and energy shine. You have shined from start to finish. Thank you. Michelle M., thank you for being a member for 5 months. Oh, baby, don't worry. We're going to be at the sentencing. Diddy is going to jail. Was still with 7 L's. Okay? Said, Tisa, great job, great coverage. Something is definitely off with this verdict. It's as if he knew no trafficking, no RICO when he walked into the courtroom. Nothing like yesterday. Yeah. Adiagio said, we love you, Tisa. Oh, thank you. Michelle, you might have a point. Dale said, we're in evil times where Diddy gets off and a woman are sleeping with 1,000 men for money. And women are sleeping. I pray for humanity, SMH, and I love the victims and you, Tisa. The funny thing is that woman sleeping with 1,000 men for money, clearly it's some type of trauma, but Diddy could have hired her. Again, remember I said Diddy's point was to hurt, not to, it's not about I think the eroticism comes in the pain. Austin Freed said, next time, yes, the next Wendy Williams. No, there's only one Wendy Williams. ABC Day, nighttime slot. Aw. Also, Lori, a.k.a. Lolo, said, your strength is amazing, and you help the rest of us victims from other men that hurt us. Bless you, Teaser, for all that you do. Thank you. Rachel Stoops said, was a jury polled? They were polled in the courtroom, I think. If I know the meaning of polled, I believe they were polled in the courtroom. Bonnie Castillo said, T said, thank you for supporting all of us sexual survivors, victims. It means the world. Judge, I'm praying you give the monster 20 years. Me too. Nunya Business said, I hope the judge listens to the track regarding the witnesses. Natural Key 2 said, given the presented evidence that was proven bribery, extortion, coercion, I wish the judge will pull rank. Thanks for your hard work. Me too. Sun Moon Sajelic said, Tisa, after Monique, I almost divorced you. I still stand on Monique being anti-black with that bonnet mess. We were in litigation in my head. LOL, however, honey, you've redeemed yourself. Job well done. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you. And I also thought Monique was a horrible effing mother. But I love you too, Sun Moon said. Sajelic, I love you too. Listen, and Sherry Anderson said, did you see the jail leak of houses in Virginia? I did not. Anyway, you guys, listen, let me get out of here. Thank you all for rocking with me. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. The work's not out. We're going to unpack everything that happened. We're going to chase this Diddy thing down. That we're going to what? We're going to be here for the sentencing. And we're going to move on because there's more things in life. And by move on, I mean the fight moves on. We will still be with joy. We are still happy. We are still have everything. You guys, life is beautiful. And we all have that one precious thing that everybody wants, which is life. Okay? So rejoice. Mercedes Ayala Branch. What's up, mama? Said you battled the weather and those demons Diddy attracts. Great journalism. Exactly. Now I see why the weather was so bipolar. It's probably the God trying to wash out all the negative energy. Doreen Smith, welcome to the family. And Tori said, I'm a survivor. I hope the judge throws the book at Diddy. Thank you for all that you do. You did it well. You guys, thank you so much for all the super chats. I love you guys greatly. I love you guys dearly. I love you guys thoroughly. And thank you guys so much. And I'm glad I found this community of people that have some sense, seek justice, and just know that the work continues, but it will continue, okay? And in between fighting wars against demons, we can have a key and laugh at people too. All right, you guys. Anyway, y'all, let me get out of here. Thank you so much, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.